Hank Stram and I saw the first game between these two teams, and the Eagles won it by the score of 30-7. Even though we saw that game, Hank, I have no idea what's going to happen today.
I think a lot of people feel exactly the same way, and in the same vein, I think, Jack, a lot of people are saying that it's the beginning of a new 6-game schedule. It really isn't. It's the beginning of a new 1-game schedule because it's very important for both teams to win this game this afternoon. The Philadelphia Eagles have won 4 out of their last 5 games, whereas the St. Louis Cardinals have lost 5 out of their last 6. It's a desperate situation for St. Louis. They have to win 6 in a row, starting with this one today, if they have any hopes and expectations of being in the playoffs.
Paul McFadden will kick it off as the Cardinals won the toss, and they'll take the ball, and Clyde Duncan is the deepest, and he has modest yards on his kickoff returns so far this year. And we're about to get started in a very important game for both teams. The kick is high, and it will be taken by Duncan on the 13-yard line to the 20. Across the 25, and a good starting position for the Cardinals near the 30-yard line. Now, the Cardinals will not play with Roy Green today. Neil Lomax is the quarterback. Stump Mitchell, the tailback. O.J. Anderson won't play. Earl Farrell is the fullback. J.T. Smith and Pat Tilley are the wide receivers. The tight end is Doug Marsh. Louise Sharp, Doug Dawson, Randy Clark, Joe Bostic, Tootie Robbins are all beat up. But that is the lineup for the Cardinals, who start from the 30-yard line. And, of course, you know they're going against a very, very good Philadelphia defense.
We might see a rollout play, a pass play on the very first play of the game, Jack. Let's see if this is what they do.
They do. They roll out after the fake to Mitchell, and the pass is caught by the tight end Marsh. First down, and he is out near the 44-yard line. Reggie Wilkes bumped him out of bounds as we checked the defensive alignment. The 3-man front, Reggie White, Ken Clark, Greg Brown for Philadelphia. And the linebackers, Reggie Wilkes, who just made that play, Mike Reichenbach, Anthony Griggs, and Gary Cobb. And the very good deep backs, Roynell Young, Herman Edwards, Ray Ellis playing with a bad back, and Wes Hopkins, probably the best free safety in football this year. Do you agree, Hank?
I don't think there's any question about the fact that he is the very best free safety in the National Football League. He's been a super player.
Well, the tight end caught that pass out to the St. Louis 44. Farrell is in the backfield now with Mitchell.
See if they run the ball here, Jack.
And in motion, J.T. Smith. And there's a run, and Mitchell slides off a tackle and comes for a few yards and out of bounds near midfield. Did you get the game plan and the playbook before the game today?
I had a good visit with the offensive people, especially Emmett Thomas, who works for the offense and does such a great job and was such a great defensive back for us at Kansas City. But the formation that time indicated that they might run the ball because of the lead back was leaning a little bit in that direction.
Herman Edwards made the play and forced Mitchell out of bounds at 2nd and 5 for the Cardinals here at the outset. Well, keep calling them. You're 2 for 2.
Well, let's see what happens here.
In the I formation for the first time with Mitchell the tailback and Smith in motion. And the draw play to Mitchell for the first down inside the 40-yard line. And a first down near the Eagles 37 before Herman Edwards tackled him. And even though we have a small crowd here, the early play of the Cardinals has excited them. Gary Cobb and Herman Edwards were in the stop on Mitchell.
Here's a replay of the draw. Makes it look like it's going to be a pass as he goes back in the pocket. Look at the great block at the point of attack by Earl Farrell, number 31. That was a key block, and of course the right guard, Bostic and Tootie Robbins, both of whom did a good job at the point of attack.
Now Mitchell goes, or Tilley to the right, and Smith to the left. The tight end Marsh on the right side. And the other tight end LaFleur on a wing. A rollout pass, and drop. Thrown high and away by Lomax to Mitchell, and it's 2nd and 10.
I think one thing we're going to see a lot more of from this Cardinal team that we've seen in the past is they're going to move the pocket quite a bit, which they've done 2 out of the 3 times they've thrown the ball so far. But I think that's going to be a very important and very effective weapon for them as this game progresses.
Here you see Lomax figures. His interception figure is very low, but he usually completes at a better percentage than he has thus far this year. And he just missed Mitchell. It's 2nd and 10. 3-man front. 4-man rush. They pick it up well over the middle, wide open, and Farrell caught it. They rolled it complete at the 19-yard line, and now the other official says no. The other official came in late and said, no, sir, you didn't catch it, and it's 3rd and 10. He doesn't argue about it.
You know, sometimes, Jack, when a receiver is so wide open, as Farrell was, number 31 on the last play, sometimes the quarterback is so careful that he wants to get the ball to him that he aims the ball,
guides the ball,
steers the ball, guides the ball, and as a result, it's way behind the receiver in this case. He goes back to try to make the play. Boy, it looked like he caught the ball, didn't he?
Well, it's on the ground there, Hank. It slipped out and went on the ground, and he fell on top of it.
I thought the ground might have hit. He might have hit the ground with the ball, and that created the fumble. But that's not supposed to be the case.
Incomplete was the call, and they got it right. It's 3rd and 10.
Yep.
And out of the shotgun is Lomax. Flag is down, and the pass is incomplete. He tried to get the ball to J.T. Smith, who went outside, and now we'll check the flag. That was a 3rd and 10 play. And the head linesman dropped the flag offside. Philadelphia makes it 3rd and 5.
Now, the fans who saw that last play indicate maybe that Neal did a poor job of throwing a football. What happened on the play, Jack?
Number 93, defense, lined up offside. Still 3rd down.
Lining up offside was Tom Struthers, 3rd and 5.
But what happened, Jack, a defensive lineman got in his face, and he couldn't step and throw the ball and follow through. And as a result, why it was thrown poorly. But that was the reason for it. It just wasn't a badly thrown ball on the part of Neal Lomax. It was prompted by the rush of the Philadelphia Eagles.
3rd down has really been a terrible down for the Cardinals this year. 31% of the time they have made a 1st down. And they're faced with one right here. 3rd and 5. And out of the shotgun, Lomax with Farrell and Mitchell. Novacek is the other wide receiver. And Lomax is dumped. A loss on the play as the pressure got to him, and the Eagles came pouring through there, and it was Evan Cooper coming out of the backfield, number 21, to raise heck with Lomax at 4th down.
And again, I think Neal had a predetermined thought that he was going to try to throw the ball to the right side. The coverage changed, however, and he was a little bit undecisive on the play, and for that reason, by the time he decided to try to throw the ball, it caved in, and he was sacked on the play.
The fans here wanted to see a long field goal try. Instead, it's birdsong punting. Carl has averaged 42 yards per kick. Back to get it is Evan Cooper. And he'll think twice before he handles this ball. He's inside the 15. The Eagles stopped that pretty good drive the Cardinals had going. Are they going to be coming after this punt? No, not too much pressure. Whoa, the man got through and blocked it. He was one-on-one and got away from the Cardinal player, and it was blocked by Wes Hopkins, of all people. There he is again. He was one-on-one with E.J. Jr., and he beat him, Hank.
He certainly did. And the great thing about it was that he not only beat him, but he took exactly the right angle. He had to be about 9 yards in front of where the kicker lined up, because that's where he kicks the ball. And he got great penetration. Watch from the left of your screen. Here comes, look at it, comes right across where the ball is coming off his foot. Talking about Hopkins, the ball is blocked. And now the Eagles have possession, 1st and 10. With good field position, and Kranak, number 52, made the recovery.
You're right, that's who it was. And now Jaworski on 1st down tosses to Edwards, and he's going to pass. And it's wide open, and it is an Eagle touchdown. There are no flags, and Quick caught it. Herman Hunter knocked the ball right into the arms of Quick, and a touchdown. Isn't that something? 39 yards.
There you see Herman Hunter running to the left like he's going to sweep, and he acts well on the play, stops, sets himself, and throws the ball across the green to Mike Quick. He inserts the ball into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
38 yards is what they rule it.
You know, most runners, when they're going to have a chance to throw the ball, they're so excited about throwing the ball that they usually throw it off balance. Hunter did a great job of getting set and then throwing the ball, and he got it right on the money.
And the extra point by McFadden is good, and the score jumps to 7-0. Well, at the outset, it looked like it was going to be the Cardinals, but now it's the Eagles on top. Nothing to it, Hank, for Herman Hunter. I think I know I said Herman Edwards earlier. It was Hunter to Quick.
And the other thing that's, interesting is that's the first touchdown that the Eagles have made this year in the first quarter.
Well, they pulled out a little bag of tricks, and here's McFadden kicking off to Duncan again. Seems we stood and talked like this before, just a moment ago. And Duncan comes up and takes it on the 11-yard line. He is to the 20 and to the 25 and to the 35-yard line. And a flag is down. A flag goes down. The tackler was Evan Cooper. Bob McElway is the referee. And a holding call negates a good kickoff return. A lot of stuff of this sort has happened for the Cardinals this year, Hank.
Yeah, every time, in talking to Jim Hannafin yesterday, he said, they've really had a difficult time taking the ball in scoring positions.
Number 40 on the return.
Randy Love.
First and 10.
And then he said the other problem has been that every time they got something going, why there'd be some kind of a mental breakdown, a penalty, something happened that would stop the drive, that would prevent them from getting good field position or making a big play. And there was a great illustration of it right on the last one on the punt return.
Instead of having it at their 35, the Cardinals have it at the 15, trailing 7-0. Roy Green will not play today. O.J. Anderson will not play. Tilly comes left. J.T. Smith goes right. Motion by Smith. And a toss to Mitchell. He's in trouble. Changes directions. Edwards missed the tackle. And Mitchell came across the 25-yard line for a first down. There's a nifty little run before Anthony Griggs tackled him.
Yeah, he's amazing. There's a great illustration of a good back, a great back stretching a normal gain or a loss into a big gain. Look at, he goes to the right. Ken Clark is in hot pursuit. Reggie White misses the tackle. He changes direction all the way over to the other side of the field, breaks the tackle, spins away, still has good balance, and is finally tackled after he makes about what?
11 yards.
11 yards into play. Boy, you talk about a great run. That was it.
He's carried 3 times for 29 yards. First down here. And the fake draw. And Lomax throws high and away to March. He did that earlier down the other end of the field. He missed Mitchell on the first down play, and he just missed the wide open tight end Marsh. And Lomax is 1 out of 4 in the early going.
The thing that happened on the last play, Jack, he did not follow through with the pass. He let it go just a little bit quicker than he should have, and as a result, it sailed and went right over the top, and that's usually what happens when you throw the ball high.
Second down and 10. We've played only 3 minutes and 4 seconds of this game. The Eagles are on top, 7-0. Quick snap, and a give to Farrell, the fullback, a fumble. And the Cardinals get it back with Farrell, but a loss on the play as he was hit by Ken Clark, the nose guard, who stripped the ball away from Earl Farrell. So they've had a block punt and a fumble thus far in the game for St. Louis.
Watch Ken Clark, number 71, fighting off the blocks. Look, he gets in a perfect position to make the tackle, strips the ball loose, it pops loose, and it looked like Philadelphia was going to recover it. However, is it Farrell who finally recovered his own fumble?
You're right, and it's 3rd and 20. Out of the shotgun is Lomax. Smith left. Novacek, the wide receiver, to the right. It's there for J.T. Smith and a first down. On the money throw by Lomax to Smith, a first down at the St. Louis 43. What a beautiful toss, Hank.
Yes, and they flooded the zone. They were in a zone that time with 7 defensive backs.
Bernard Wilson included.
Watch J.T. Smith come off the ball. There's short coverage, and he hits him right between Edwards and the deep back, Bernard Wilson. There's a big hole between the two of them, and he got the ball right on the money. A great play and a big play for the St. Louis Cardinals and gets them out of the soup.
That doesn't usually happen against the Eagles, does it?
No, it doesn't.
It's first down. Outside and caught by Smith. And only a few yards as he is mugged by Roynell Young and Anthony Griggs.
You know, that's one thing that I like to see a quarterback do, with the defensive backs playing as deep as they normally play, especially Philadelphia, you ought to be able to throw the ball in front for 5 or 6 yards anytime you want to, and that time, but it's got to be thrown right on the numbers, and that one was beautifully thrown right to J.T. Smith, right on the numbers, and they pick up a nice gain in the play.
Second down and 5. Well, 10:25 left in the first quarter. Farrell on a wing. Mitchell very deep. A toss to him. He's going to, well, he looked like he was going to throw the ball, and he does, and it's incomplete. I thought at first he was going to. He tried to get it to Farrell, and Wes Hopkins was there covering.
Ken Clark is amazing, number 71 on the nose of the center. As he ran to the right, Clark had to run to his left, took a good pursuit angle, and was responsible for making Farrell throw the ball poorly on the play.
Mitchell tried to get it to Farrell, and it's 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it was Mitchell throwing the ball.
He tipped it off early, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
10:14 left in the first quarter. Another 3rd down play for the Cardinals.
The area that's vulnerable here, Jack, is the middle area. If you get somebody in the middle, they ought to be able to do some business. There's a run.
They run it to Mitchell, and it's 4th and 1 coming up. I would suspect we'll see him gamble right here. Wes Hopkins made that tackle. And they're straight, 4 and 6. The crowd wants him to go, and I think the coach has to go along with it. They're going to go from scrimmage.
Yeah, I think it's less than a yard.
It is.
Less than a yard, Jack, and I think anytime it's less than a yard with this kind of field position, I think they have to go for it.
The Eagles had just been in to a 4-man line with Tom Struthers. They had Byron Darby in there earlier, and they set up a big front now.
Ron Wolfley, number 24, is also in the game now as a running back.
Farrell in motion, Wolfley blocking, and they stop Mitchell. What a good job of tackling by Griggs. Anthony Griggs stuck his nose right in there along with Greg Brown, and Griggs, I think, is the one who met Mitchell head up and takes the ball away for the Eagles. Was I right, Hank? Was it Griggs? Yeah.
It looked like it was. Number 58, that's who it was, Anthony Griggs.
And the Eagles take over.
Watch the charge, the penetration, the defensive line. Watch him cut back and see the tackle underneath by Anthony Griggs, number 58.
And along the sideline, head coach Marion Campbell loved it. He's a defensive man in his own right. Let's go the other way. He's getting a little all jitted up, isn't he?
Yeah, he's giving signals on the sideline there. Looks like he was in the Navy.
9:21 left in the first quarter, and the Eagles get the ball for only the second time. They scored the first time they had it. They lead 7-0. The Cardinal cheerleaders here, the big red line. They've had little to cheer about. The Cardinals, by the way, on 4th down now, are 2 out of 6 for the year. Just gambled and didn't make it.
But that's, again, the thing that Jim Hanifin was talking about. He said in any critical situation on short yardage, we just have not come up with the necessary yardage to keep the drive alive.
Ball is at the Eagles' 48. Ernest Jackson is the tailback. Michael Haddock's the up back, blocking for Jackson, and the linebacker Noga leaped on his back. And a gain of about 4 yards. Ron Jaworski, the quarterback. Jackson and Haddock's in the backfield. Kenny Jackson and Mike Quick, who caught the touchdown pass earlier, are the wide receivers. The tight end is John Spagnola, Ken Reeves, Steve Kenny, Mark Dennard, Ron Baker, and Leonard Mitchell up front for the Eagles, and they've been bragging about their offensive line lately.
Yeah, I talked to John Spagnola on the field before the game, and I asked him what the difference has been. He said, without a doubt, the offensive line and Ron Jaworski.
Ernest Jackson, boy, he's quick, isn't he? He's very close to a first down. Let's see where they mark it. We'll check the St. Louis defense. They use a 4-man front. And they have Bubba Baker, Mark Duda, David Galloway, and Curtis Greer. Their linebackers are Nico Noga, E.J. Jr., Freddie Joe Nunn, and the deep backs, Mack and Smith on the corner. And if Wes Hopkins is the best free safety, Leonard Smith may be the best strong safety. Jaworski said he's the best he's played against, and Lonnie Young the other safety man, and we're not forgetting Ray Ellis.
Yeah, right? I think, Jack, that's really a very accurate assessment of the two safeties because they're really terrific.
On first down, Jackson picks up about 5 yards. Let's go to New York. Brent Musburger for an update. We've seen Ernest Jackson before. He can really accelerate. It doesn't take him long to get rolling. 2nd and 5.
And the great thing about him, too, he's a great finisher. Boy, he's always falling forward after he runs and makes any yardage on a play.
He almost fumbled that handoff and was more concerned with hanging onto the ball than getting the 2 yards that he picked up in the tackle by Noga. We have some scores of other games. A lot of field goal kicking early on. Luckhurst got one, and then Atlanta a touchdown. They lead the Rams 10-0 in the first quarter. Riggs had a touchdown run. And Cleveland ahead of Buffalo. Barr with a field goal, 3-0 first quarter. And Tampa Bay leads the Jets, as Brent Musburger just told us, 7-0 in the first quarter. Here it's 3rd and 3 for the Eagles. Jaworski in the shotgun. No flags, in case you're wondering. The pass is caught for a first down. Jeff Griffin was trying to cover Mike Quick, and the pass was complete in a first down to the Cardinal 26. And the Eagles are doing, well, they're pulling off everything they want to do here.
Well, you see Griffin, number 35, covering Quick, and they know exactly where they have to go to get the first down. He's holding, grabbing the jersey on the play. He isn't caught. However, the ball is caught by Quick, and it's a first down for Philadelphia. Definitely holding on the play.
You can't do that?
You can if they don't see it.
6:15 left in the first quarter, and here comes Jackson. He doesn't get outside very often, and he turned that one back in and got about 5 more. And Freddie Joe Nunn was the tackler, number 53. Nunn, the number 1 draft pick of the Cardinals this year. A couple of other scores for you. Pittsburgh ahead over Houston, 3-0 in the first quarter. And an early lead for Indianapolis, and a punt return by Robbie Martin made it 10-0 in the first quarter over Miami. 2nd down and 5. The ball is at the 22. Quickest to the right. Haddix on a wing. A toss to Jackson is wide open over there, and a first down run. I think these Eagles told us they were going to run in that direction, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. And 66, Ken Reeves, boy, he made a great block downfield. Pulled out of his left tackle position. We'll get a chance to look at it. Watch the left tackle. There's Jackson running to the outside, and watch 66 and see him out in front. Look at the block he makes on Smith. Stays with him, gets another shot at him, and he's finally tackled from the inside by Lonnie Young, number 43. Boy, Reeves really made a super block on the play.
He's a rookie out of Texas A&M, and they're pushing the Cardinals around. The ball is at the St. Louis 15, first down. Haddix in motion. Spagnola blocking. Jackson up the middle. A couple of missed tackles and about 5 more yards. This is a relentless Eagle drive. E.J. Jr. made the tackle.
And talking to Marchabroda, the offensive coordinator for Philadelphia before the game on the field, he said that the key is going to be that they have to be able to run the ball like they did the last time they played St. Louis. There's Ted Marchabroda, who did such a great job as the head coach of the Baltimore Colts. But he said they're going to have to run the ball, and if they run the ball, then everything else will happen. Provide them with an opportunity to make things happen, because the play-action passes and everything else will fall into place.
Jackson to the left, the receiver, and Quick to the right. 2nd and 5. Ernest Jackson for a couple, that's all, and he is driven back. 4 minutes left in the quarter, and Freddie Joe Nunn made the tackle that time.
Jaworski did a super job that time of changing the rhythm of the count. Leonard Smith, number 45, was trying to blitz on the play and anticipate the count. He made two chances at it and finally had to jump back both times, and as a result, when the ball was snapped, he wasn't ready to make the penetration that he was seeking to make before the ball was snapped to the quarterback.
Bobby Johnson and Jeff Griffin check into the defensive backfield of the Cardinals. They have 6 DBs in there. It's 3rd down and 4 at the 9.
They like to throw to Spagnola in this situation. They bump him off in short yardage like this.
He's on a wing, and he is...
Oh, he was trying to get the ball.
There goes the flag, and Jaworski was hit. And he drew a flag. Johnson came in and nailed him, Bobby Johnson, and it's going to be roughing the passer.
And he was trying to throw the ball to Spagnola.
You're right. You had it called. He was in the end zone.
He was in the end zone, and had he been able to throw the ball properly,
Personal
probably would have been a touchdown.
Roughing the passer, 42 defense, going to the head.
Went to the head of Ron Jaworski, and that'll be a first down, 1st and goal. Johnson got there, didn't get the ball, but he sure got Jaworski. And they're going to mark the ball down where? inside the 5.
It looks like it's just inside the 5, Jack.
First and goal at the 4.
You had that carrot juice for breakfast, Jack, and you're seeing good.
We have 3:19 left in the first quarter. The Eagles already leading 7-0. Haddix in the backfield with Ernest Jackson. 2 tight ends and a pass play. Wide open and incomplete and almost picked off by Noga. Noga read the play, did a great job of defending and avoiding the touchdown, and Darner picked it off.
It looked like it was sure touchdown. Noga really makes a super play. Look, it comes off the ball. It looks like he's wide open. There you see Noga knocking the ball down, and he's disappointed because he didn't make the interception. Great play by Noga.
Stops the clock with 3:15 left in the quarter, and it's second down. Well, they lost a half yard now. They marked it at the 5-yard line, and it's second goal from there.
Well, if they run, it looks like they might run left.
2 tight ends. Motion by Spagnola, and a very good penetration by E.J. Jr. And then the follow-up tackle by Leonard Smith. Those are 2 very good defenders. It's third and goal.
You know, we've been talking about St. Louis's failure to make touchdowns and points inside the 20. Philadelphia has been very much the same way. Marion mentioned that yesterday, that they, and so did Jaworski. He said, we get inside the 30, and we have not been very efficient getting touchdowns and getting points on the scoreboard. And this is where we have to improve. Let's see if they can get it done here. It's third down.
St. Louis has been tough against the rush. Only 1 rushing touchdown in the last 5 weeks. It's third and 5. 7 defensive backs for St. Louis. I didn't know they had that many. They show the blitz. The blitz is on. The pass is caught by Quick. A touchdown. Quick one over the back of the defender. That was Cedric Mack. He never knew the ball was coming.
Right. Normally in that situation, the defensive back is playing man for man. The only thing he's got a chance to do is play the man's head as he looks back for the ball. Look at the mistake he makes here, Jack. Really, look at the ball's up on top. He's still looking at the man. Has no chance whatsoever to make a play on the ball, and that ball was thrown inside instead of outside like you normally like for it to be thrown.
Leonard Smith just missed getting Jaworski, who did a great job of unloading. Extra point try by McFadden. He's been perfect all year. High snap. Jaworski gets it down. It's 14-0. Well, they've had trouble scoring touchdowns in the first quarter, but the Eagles have 2 of them now. Watch this pressure.
Watch the pressure on Jaworski. Look at the penetration by Smith. He gets through there. It's amazing that Jaworski got rid of the ball like he did for him to make a chance to catch the ball.
Kickoff was short, and it was taken by Perry Harrington, and the Eagles will settle for that. He got across the 20, out to the 22-yard line. A short, high kick, and Perry Harrington, the former Eagle, returned it out, and they mark it down at the 22. Andre Waters was there to make the defensive play. Well, Mike Quick now has 7 touchdown passes for the year and 2 today.
You know, the other unusual thing about Mike Quick is that there was some doubt as to whether he would be able to start the game and play the game today. They didn't know until the pregame warm-up and make a decision. He's got a bruised thigh, and but he's out here playing and already has done a super job this afternoon.
Here's a give to the fullback Farrell. A good block by Mitchell. And a good block by J.T. Smith, the wide receiver. And a gain of about 7 yards on the play. Reichenbach made the tackle. Now, next week on the NFL on CBS, the Atlanta Falcons against the Chicago Bears. And all of you folks will see that game. And also, either the Giants here in St. Louis or Philadelphia playing at Dallas, having beaten Dallas the first time they met. So.
Yeah, that's always a very unpredictable game. Philadelphia really gets ready to play Dallas and has done a terrific job, very much like St. Louis.
Here's the delay to Mitchell and a first down. Hey, well, somebody's got a chance at catching him, and he is hauled down inside the 10 by Albert Fowles. Mitchell could not outrun Fowles for the touchdown.
Here's the play. Look at Joe Bostic, number 71, getting a good block, and also the right tackle. Tootie Robbins making a good block at the point of attack, and there you see the stump. running down the sideline. He changes the ball very wisely in case he has to use a straight arm down the field or a shoulder. Look at him. He's trying to get him off with a straight arm.
And they run him out at the 11.
Yeah, finally run him out of bounds.
Meanwhile, Ken Clark, the nose tackle, limped off the field back up the other end. That was a 60-yard run, and Mitchell has 93 yards already in 6 carries. And Farrell bucks down to about the 6 or 7-yard line. Now a touchdown here, we get the Cardinals back in the game. They trail 14-0 with 1:15 left in the quarter. Joe Drake, the rookie from Arizona, playing in place of Clark, made the tackle.
And that's the deceptive thing about a 14-0 score, especially in pro football. People have the mistaken impression that it's a big lead to overcome, but it really isn't. It's 2 plays away, and that's where we are right now. If they get in the end zone here, why they're 1 play away from tying the game.
We haven't seen Lomax run the ball.
Look at all the room on the right side. Tilly on Albert Fowles. Man, that's a lot of room out there.
Lomax gives the ball instead to Mitchell, and he's down to about the 3. It's going to be 3rd and 2. He passed up that situation, didn't he?
Yeah, it was a great opportunity to get something easy on the outside because the defensive back, Albert Fowles, was way off the receiver, Pat Tilly, about 10 yards. But here again, now you got 3rd and 2, and you got to make a decision. You got 2 downs to get to 2 yards, and they ought to stick it right in there. I think nothing is more complimentary to an offensive line to challenge them and say, listen, we got 2 yards. It's up to you guys to get it. And they run it right up the middle or run right up the lineman back. And that's what they have to do in this situation. Look, nope, they're in the shotgun. 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2. And a whistle stops play. And the quarter ends. Well, the fans boo down to the far end of the field. They'll get it down to the other end. 3rd and 2. Along the Eagles sideline, Marion Campbell trying to figure out what's coming up on 3rd and 2. I'm kind of looking for that inside handoff if they use the shotgun, Hank.
Well, I'd be very surprised if they don't run the ball, regardless of what the formation is, Jack. 3rd and 2, you got 2 chances to make 2 yards, and they've run the ball well. Getting to this point, I just can't imagine that they wouldn't run the ball here.
Especially with Clark out of the lineup. At the nose.
Here they are in the shotgun.
Let's see what they do on 3rd and 2. Mitchell and Farrell in the backfield.
There's a run.
There's the inside handoff, and it is a touchdown.
I had really been surprised they had done anything other than run the ball. Joe Bostic, number 71, really got a good block on the play.
With Ken Clark out, that play runs a little differently, doesn't it?
There it is, the stump Mitchell. And Clark, Randy Clark, number 64, gets a good block, as does Joe Bostic, the right guard, who was pulling on the play.
We get a new look at the new kicker. Mitchell, by the way, 100 yards now and 8 carries. And Boyovich, formerly with Oakland of the United States Football League, will try the extra point. I tell you, if he misses it, they'll storm the field and run him right out of town. They've had so much trouble in the kicking department. It's good. Hooray! That's a big victory here in St. Louis.
Yeah, to get it. They put a lot of excitement in the execution of an extra point or a field goal here in St. Louis, haven't they?
I was watching them practice this week, Hank, on extra points, and they were running them over.
Yeah. You know, Boyovich, when he kicked for Michigan in the United States Football League, he used to put a garlic clove in his shoe,
He doesn't do that anymore.
No, he doesn't do it anymore. He used to kill the holder, to hold the holder. And once he made a swing at the ball, he'd topple over.
Well, believe it or not, the collegiate basketball season is right on top of us. And next Saturday on CBS Sports, Billy Packer and Jim Nance host a 1-hour special with regard to the upcoming season. And then in 2 weeks, the CBS coverage begins with a matchup of teams ranked number 1 and 2, Georgia Tech and Michigan. What a start. The road starts here next Saturday at 5 Eastern, 4 Central on CBS Sports. I love that college basketball game. Has really come back to a high standard, Hank.
Yeah, it really has. Boy, it's exciting.
They're better than when you played at Purdue, I'll tell you that.
Well, I'd question that a little bit. But no, seriously, I think, you talk about great athletes. Boy, those basketball players are really something special. The way they can dribble the ball.
Look at that guy.
Yeah, he's all excited. He's all juiced up.
Yes, sir. He's directing the music here. Boyovich is going to kick it off, and Herman Hunter is deep. And with it all, he kicks it very high and rather deep to Hunter on the 5. 10, 15. And the tackle shy of the 25-yard line. Perry Harrington was down there along with Cedric Mack for the tackle. New Orleans and Green Bay are slugging it out in the second quarter, and they are scoreless. And after going ahead 14-0, Hector scored for the Jets, and now it's 14-7 Tampa in the first quarter. And Miami trailing still in the first quarter, 10-3 against Indianapolis. Pittsburgh over Houston, 3-0 second quarter. The Eagles are at their 25-yard line, leading by 7. Ernest Jackson, the tailback, and here he comes. Stop, hold. That doesn't happen very often. Tackle by David Galloway, number 65. You know, that kicker really got a little more enthusiasm going here than I've seen in St. Louis for weeks and years, maybe.
Well, I tell you what, if he kicks the ball out of the end zone, he'll get a lot more enthusiasm than trying to generate some physically himself. That's what creates the enthusiasm.
At least he's trying, though.
Oh, yeah, no, he is. He's a very enthusiastic guy, very up guy. Enjoyed talking to him yesterday.
Second down and 10. Jaworski with a tight end and a pickup of about 8. For an NFL Today update, let's go to Brent. So the undefeated Bears get out in front in their game at Dallas. 3rd and 1 here for the Eagles.
I tell you, they used to have a hard time winning without their quarterback, Jim McMahon. I understand that he was not going to play today. Whether he has or not, I don't know. But if he isn't playing, it's going to be quite an achievement for them to win without him.
Jackson gets a first down, and he almost broke it wide open across the 35 and out near the 39, and Lonnie Young finished him off. I can't imagine a fellow like Jackson going from San Diego to another team. He was good out there.
Haddix that time, number 26, was leading the play and got a good lead block on the linebacker that provided him with just enough running room to squeeze through the hole and make the first down.
Ken Clark, by the way, of the Eagles, is out with a slightly bruised ankle, will return when the Eagles play defense. First down. They show the blitz. The blitz is on. They pick it up. The pass is thrown, and it is incomplete. Mack was running step for step with Quick, who looks at the official. And Jaworski ends up on the deck.
You know, the great thing about Jaworski, he reads the blitz so well. And the second thing about it was that he threw the ball far out in front of the receiver. If you're going to throw the ball and be wrong, you always want to make sure that you're wrong long rather than short, because there's no chance for an interception. Watch the pressure on Watch from the left of your screen. Watch Jaworski get rid of the football, and there's Baker coming in and giving him a good shot along with Smith, number 45, the strong safety.
Jaworski is 2 out of 5 in the passing department, 2 touchdowns. He tosses it to Ernest Jackson, hauled down by Noga from behind. That Noga's a pretty good player. He's from Samoa, went to school in Hawaii. Took him a long time to learn the system, but he's pretty good.
Well, I tell you, he's all business, too. Talking to him a couple of weeks ago, he said, all I want to do, I said, what do you do during the off season? I just get ready for the next season. I spend all my time thinking football, working out physically, working with the weights. That's all I want to do. I just want to become a better football player. Boy, he's got a great attitude.
Extra defensive backs, Griffin and Johnson are in there for St. Louis on 3rd and 8. 12 minutes left in the half. Jaworski. The blitz is on again. They pick it up again. The pass is overthrown to Quick, who had drawn double coverage, and the Eagles will punt. Lonnie Young covering along with Jeff Griffin. Quick is hot. He thought somebody picked him off, interfered with him. And along the sideline, he's talking with one of the officials. Official says, I don't want to talk to you. And Jaworski said, let's not get kicked out of the game or draw a penalty here. The punter is Mike Horan. Back to get it is J.T. Smith. Smith has averaged 12 yards per punt return. And they're really tickled with the punting of Horan.
Smith is averaging 12.3 on punt return, which is very, very good.
A good snap, and the left-footed kicker hangs it high, not too deep. He didn't want it too deep, and a fair catch. And Smith took it near the 18-yard line. Perfect punt as far as Haran was concerned, and the Cardinals, who trail by 7, get the ball at their 19. For the St. Louis cheerleaders and the sparse crowd here, a lot of no-shows, about 40,000 total. The Cardinals had the ball at the 19. Hank, with regard to a subject broached earlier, Jim McMahon is not even dressed for the Bears today.
That's what we understand. That's right. He's not even suited up for the game. So that's even a greater, if the Bears win today, that's really a great achievement for them, because they haven't been able to win in the past, not this year, but in the past, without him the quarterback.
Here's the dump off to Mitchell, and poorly thrown, and it's ruled incomplete. They were going to try to get it deep to J.T. Smith, who for a while was open, but Lomax was stepping up in the pocket and couldn't throw. So Smith, or you could see his shoulders sag, he thought he had something when he broke behind the defenders.
Yeah, you know, sometimes a quarterback gets in a slump when he doesn't go through the progression of the read of the defense. In other words, what he does, he gets in a habit of looking at one guy, and then if he's not open or doesn't get rid of the ball quickly enough, he's going to dump it off to the short receiver, and I think Lomax has been doing that an awful lot this season.
Tilly and Smith are to the right, and a draw play to Mitchell, and Mitchell works his way out for 6 yards. It's 3rd down and 4. In that previous touchdown drive of the Cardinals, they didn't throw the ball at all. Rich Kranek made the tackle. By the way, Roynell Young is not playing the left corner for the Eagles today. Fowles is over there. And Young is a good one to be absent.
Yeah, he's been in and out of the lineup all season long, and Fowles really has done a terrific job as his replacement.
There is Fowles in the picture. And at this moment, Young is in there, and Fowles is also in there. It is 3rd down. And he didn't get the first down as Lomax ran with the ball.
Lomax, the ball carrier.
Greg Brown tackled him.
Tackled by Brown.
And it's time for St. Louis to punt.
Here's a replay from the shotgun. Going back into the pocket. They have a stunt up front. He steps into the pocket. There's Wes Hopkins coming over. There's Greg Brown coming over. Makes the tackle from the backside before he can make any kind of a play with the ball.
Birdsong is the kicker. Evan Cooper stands back at his 30-yard line. 10-10 left in the half. They blocked one punt earlier. It was the second one blocked, well, third one blocked against the Cardinals this year. Unmolested, Birdsong hangs it high. The coverage is not very good. The ball taken on the 27 by Cooper, and he is down with no return. Downfield, Charlie Baker, number 52, for the tackle. The Eagles have a 7-point lead, and they get the ball at their own 26.
The tackle by number 52.
The owner of the Cardinals, Bill Bidwell, and behind him is lawyer Tom Guilfoyle. There's been talk about moving this franchise, and when you see a day like this, with only about 40,000 at the stadium, there'll be more food for thought. They're talking about Phoenix still, Hank.
Yeah, I know they are, and it's very obvious that it has to be a consideration with the lack of attendance like it's been.
The toss to Ernest Jackson, forced in by Leonard Smith, and Smith helped make the tackle after a 4-yard gain, maybe 5. Let's go to New York and Brent Musburger for the ball at the 31, 2nd down and 5. Eagles leading by 7 with 9:14 left in the first half. Jackson again. And it is 3rd down coming up. Play was stiffed by Mark Duda, who then got help.
You know, the Eagles have done a good job on this situation. 3rd and 3 to 5. They throw the ball quickly, so they avoid the sack. They throw a rhythm kind of a pass. Jaworski goes back 5 steps, and on rhythm throws the ball, and he likes to throw it to their big tight end, John Spagnola, or one of the outside receivers just far enough down the field to make the first down. Let's see what they do here.
Hunter and Haddix are in the backfield now. Jackson is out. He doesn't catch the ball as well as some of the others. Spagnola and Little, the two tight ends. 3rd and 3. Big play here with 8:15. And Jaworski is sacked for the first time today. And that was Galloway. David Galloway got him. 4th down. The Eagles will have to punt. That was quick.
And that's the second sack for Galloway this season. Watch Galloway, number 65, makes an outside rush, keeps rushing, gets outside leverage, and makes the sack on Jaworski. Great rush. But the big thing about it was he really got off the ball quickly that time.
A loss of 10. High snap. Moran handles it. Beautiful kick. J.T. Smith is inside his 30. Took it at the 28. Turns up to the 40. No flags, and the Cardinals will go from their 40-yard line. Exactly 8 minutes left in the half, and the officials have called a timeout. Dwayne Giles made that tackle.
St. Louis 1st and 10.
The ball at the 40-yard line. First down, St. Louis, trailing by 7. 8 minutes left in the half. Farrell and Mitchell. Now Farrell goes on a wing. Mitchell piling up a lot of yards today. He's out near the 48. Tackled by Reggie White.
He's got terrific balance and great cutback ability. He's deep enough to see the blocks. But Ken Clark, number 71, is so active as a nose man for the Eagles that he'll take a side, and Stump Mitchell is able to read the block of the offensive center, Randy Clark, and then cut behind that block. He's done a super job so far in this game.
2nd down and 2 as Mitchell picked up 8. Mitchell a first down. Cardinals doing a lot of running against Philadelphia. Greg Brown made that tackle. O.J. Anderson will not play today.
You know, and talking to other coaches, they laugh when they say Mitchell will play instead of Anderson. And they laugh only because they say Mitchell is a premier running back, could be a starter and a dominant player with any team in the National Football League. They have high regard and great respect for this young running back.
Marsh, the tight end, is on the left side. Fake to Mitchell. First down pass until he caught it. Inbounds at the 31. I don't know how he got his feet down with Albert Fowles covering, but he did. Fine reception.
Look at all the room, number 1. He's got 10-yard cushion. Albert Fowles, the defensive back, number 29, had cuts to the outside. He's very careful that he doesn't slip. He comes back for the ball slightly. The ball...
He got him in.
Didn't look like he got him into me, Jack. He had 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
No, I thought he got the other one in.
Did he? Okay, had them both in. Okay, good.
Partially blocked by someone along the sideline there.
Okay.
Lomax is 4 out of 8. And a flag. Somebody did something. Stopping the clock with 6:37 left in the half.
False start, number 80, offense.
There was the tight end, Doug Marsh, making it 1st and 15.
You know, that's the great thing about being able to run the ball as well as they have in this game so far. Jack, talking about St. Louis, it provides you with an opportunity to throw play-action passes, and that holds the linebackers, gives you a lot more protection, and gives you a better opportunity to get somebody open, especially on deeper patterns.
Let's see if they run the draw, which they've run a couple of times today. 1st and 15.
Yes, they do.
And Mitchell gets nothing. Tackle by Reggie White. Let's go to Brent Musburger in New York for an NFL update. 6:10 left in the half here. 2nd down and 17. More like, well, it is 17.
Now both starting quarterbacks in that Bear Dallas game were out, White and also Jim McMahon.
The linebacker came through unmolested, and Lomax got away from him. Better throw it. And incomplete. Farrell tried to help him, taking a position along the sideline. It's third down. Anthony Griggs was defending on the pass. Meanwhile, Wilkes, the linebacker, was chasing Lomax. That penalty was 1st and 10, Hank. The penalty makes it 1st and 15, throws everything out of kilter, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. And, of course, the other thing that's been a problem for St. Louis is the fact that they have not thrown the ball very efficiently against a zone defense. And in this situation, they're seeing a zone, and it's hard for them to get the ball into the open areas.
You heard Brent Musburger say that Hogaboom is quarterbacking for Dallas. Danny White had a mild concussion. 7 Eagle defensive backs. 3rd and 17. Couldn't hang on. It looked like Farrell kind of stopped on his route, stopped running, and Lomax missed him, and the Cardinals will have to punt.
Sometimes the other problem with that kind of a catch, Jack, is the receiver doesn't get his head turned around quickly enough, doesn't see the ball out in front soon enough, and for that reason, it's there before he's ready to make the catch. He should have made that catch.
Evan Cooper is back awaiting Birdsong's punt. Birdsong will try to get it out of bounds. This year, Birdsong has kicked 13 out inside the 20. Carlos Scott with the center snap. Good one. He hung it high. That's all the yardage he wanted. And Evan Cooper calls for a fair catch at the 16-yard line. And we have 5:39 left in the half. 22-yard punt. The Eagles got out in front here, 14-0. Looked like they might blow them away here, and with the small crowd on hand and some of them starting to boo early. But Hank, that 60-yard run by Stump Mitchell changed things around.
It really turned the game around for them. They're playing much better, but I think the other thing that happens so much of the time, I think you have the mistaken impression sometimes when you wind up with good field position, you get points early, you think it's going to be an easy game, and I don't care how you slice it, you let down a little bit mentally, and the next thing you know, you're scratching your head trying to figure out how the other team got back in the game.
We've seen that already in some of the other games. Indianapolis got out in front of Miami.
That's right.
And the Jets trailed early 10-0. These games change around in a hurry. Here's Stump Mitchell along the sideline as his team plays on the other side of the ball now. This youngster went to the Citadel. Doesn't like his first name, so they call him Stump. Ball at the 16. Jaworski was sacked the last time he handled the ball, and then the Eagles had to punt. They'll try to grind it out here. No, it's a bootleg, and Jaworski throws, and it's wide open. And the tackle on Spagnuolo at the 35, first down. Well done.
Boy, you talk about a play that was executed like is drawn on the board. Boy, it was terrific. Jaworski did a good job of acting.
Where'd the linebacker go?
Well, the linebacker took the bait. Say they're chasing, thinking it's a sweep. Look at Baker running down the line. Look at all the linemen. And all of a sudden over here, why, he gets the ball over the top of the linebacker. Nunn really stayed at home pretty well that time. He didn't take the bait.
He had Jaworski faded.
Yeah, but he threw the ball over the top. He had 2 guys to cover, the quarterback and the receiver. You can't do both of them unless you get a very, very wide stance.
Ernest Jackson. Big yards, about 8. Tackled by Lonnie Young, 43. Young, by the way, is a rookie out of Michigan State. The Cardinals have lost Benny Perrin probably for the year. That's a big loss for the Cardinals.
It really is, not only as a player, but also he calls the defenses while he's in the game, and so as a result, what has to be done, you have to change that responsibility. E.J. Jr. now is calling those signals, and early, E.J. said that he thought it affected his play and concentration, but he's getting more used to it now, and it doesn't bother him nearly as much as it did early. 2nd
and 1, and the up back Haddix gets the first down out to the 48-yard line. Tackled by Al Baker and David Galloway. 4 minutes left in the first half.
We offer congratulations, Jack, to the strength coach of the Eagles, Tim Jorgensen, his wife, Cindy, Just had a baby girl this morning. Wife, Jess, and they named the girl Jessica.
Oh, congratulations. That's their second child, their second girl. First down at the 49 Eagles. And Jackson can't get it, and there's a flag. Jaworski threw it long to Kenny Jackson, and they're going to call interference against the Cardinals inside the 15-yard line. Cedric Mack was one of them covering along with Lonnie Young. Jaworski really aired that one out.
Pass interference. Number 47, defense.
That's
First
Cedric
down.
Mack. Meanwhile, Leonard Smith leveled Jaworski just when he threw the ball. They told us they're going to work on Mack, didn't they?
Watch Mack, number 47. There's the bump. He hits him from behind, and that's why they called pass interference.
At the St. Louis 14. With 3:33 left in the half. Well, that one really helped Philadelphia. Quick is to the left. Fake to Jackson. Pass inside and picked off. E.J. Jr. down the sideline. He'll take all he can get out near the 40. Jaworski is intercepted for the 8th time this year. And it's the 4th of the year for E.J. Jr.
You know, that time he tried to throw the ball low and try to get it to him very quickly on this play-action fake. Had he thrown the ball over the top, it might have had more of a chance to be complete. E.J. Jr. comes in front, catches it right at the numbers, goes down the sideline. He's had 3 interceptions prior to this one. Now he has number 4.
And a 39-yard return before Ken Reeves knocked him out at the Cardinal 39. Well, that would have really put the Eagles in good shape. And they scored again. First down throw to Farrell. And Farrell helped Lomax out. It wasn't a very good pass.
He really did. It was a poorly thrown ball. He had to change positions, leap for the ball. And anytime a running back has to make that kind of a play on the ball, it really detains his course downfield. Watch the counter fake. He rolls to the right. Farrell is wide open. There he is, getting away from the linebacker, Reggie Wilkes. Now see that what he has to do is he's got to make the catch and then get his feet back down the ground and then start upfield again, which takes a lot of yardage away from the would-be long run that he could have made.
To the Philadelphia 44, a first down.
Now look at all the room on the left side. 2 defensive backs are very deep. You ought to be able to do some business over on that left side. There they go.
Big run. And a very big block by Tootie Robbins, who had pulled on the play.
Yes, he did. And, of course, the great thing about it is the 2 defensive backs were removed from the formation. And for that reason, there was a lot of running room. Watch the counter play. Look at Bostic, 71. Look at Robbins, 63. Look at the block he gets. He gets a block on Griggs, Anthony Griggs. And he plowed through there and make the necessary yardage for the first down.
Mitchell gets a big hand as he comes out. It's a first down to the Eagle 33. Farrell, the lone setback. That means they're going to throw.
Here again, look at all the room on this right side now, Jack. You got 1-on-1.
Now they give it to Farrell, and Clark nailed him. Looked like a passing formation with the 2 tight ends. And Clark made a very good play. Mitchell, or Farrell rather, is slow in getting up.
You know, we mentioned earlier, and I'll mention it again, the Cardinals have had really a lot of trouble taking advantage of scoring opportunities once they've made some kind of a turnover. They just haven't done a good job of putting points on the scoreboard.
So they get the ball and can do nothing with it.
Right.
We have 2nd down and 9 coming up. Farrell ran for 1 yard, and he is shaken up. We have 2:14 left in the half. Eagles lead 14-7 after being out in front 14-0. There's Jim Hannafin, the head coach of St. Louis. He's having trouble rallying his forces. Well, next week, one of the great collegiate traditional rivalries anywhere in the nation. It's Ohio State visiting Michigan, and you'll watch the game on CBS next Saturday at 1:30 Eastern, 12:30 Central. Ohio State lost at home to Wisconsin yesterday, and Michigan has a chance for the Rose Bowl. That depends on what Iowa does next week.
Yeah, it looks like Iowa has the inside track at this time. They won a big game yesterday against Purdue in a very controversial game near the end.
27-24. Michigan walloped Minnesota 48-7. Ohio State lost to Wisconsin by the score of 12-7.
Looks like maybe Earl Farrell hurt an ankle.
He had carried 4 times for 7 yards and caught 1 for 17. Now they're without O.J. Anderson today, and now they've lost Farrell. Randy Love will play the spot, and now Ron Wolfe. Coming in and trailing Lomax in is number 24, Ron Wolfe. They really like him. He is a rookie out of West Virginia. He's a tough cookie, Hank. He is 6 feet tall, 222, and he's a blocker who can really level you.
Yeah, you look at him. I saw him yesterday in the locker room. Had a chance to visit with some of the guys, the running backs, and looking at him, he looks like an old-time guard. You know, he's really sturdy and put together.
Coming up, and now the 2-minute mark. They stopped the clock with 2 minutes left. After the injured player left, they started the clock, and that took us to the 2-minute mark. It's 2nd and 9 Cardinals from the Philadelphia 32. Good news for the Eagles that this fellow, Roy Green, will not play today. He has a leg injury. He's the one without the cap. But he probably will play here next Sunday against the Giants.
In talking to Emmett Thomas, who coaches the receivers, he said that they really, really miss him dramatically. Last year he caught 12 touchdown passes, 8 of which were over 40 yards. And not only catching the ball, but he reads coverages so well and is a very decisive receiver as far as getting into the open area.
2nd and 9, and a toss to Mitchell. And a reverse to Clark. It's wide open, folks. He gets a block. It's really wide open. 1st and goal.
Starts. Stump Mitchell hands the ball to J.T. Smith, and watch Tilley downfield if we can see him. He gets a good block downfield on the defensive back, Herman Edwards, and J.T. Smith takes it all the way down to about the 2-yard line. Great execution, and caught him chasing on the play. 30-yard gain by J.T. Smith.
It's the 11th first down for St. Louis. We have 1:24 left in the half. And look at the yardage. But the Eagles have the lead, which is now in jeopardy. The ball's at the 2, and the Cardinals have called timeout here. They're probably pooped after racing down that field. Well-executed play. A lot of times you see people mess that one up, Hank.
Yeah, they did.
Good handoff from Mitchell.
Very good. Yeah, he was very sure. He looked the ball. What happens is a lot of times that the back will not look the ball into the accepting area of the reverse runner, and that's when they have a bad exchange. But he definitely looked it right in, just like a quarterback has to, and that's why they had a good exchange. And of course, J.T. Smith has excellent running ability and has great hands.
As I see the ball set there on the 2, Hank, I hearken back to the other end of the field when Philadelphia had first down and Jaworski was picked off. That was a big play in this game when Junior intercepted.
It really was. Yes, it got St. Louis right back in this contest.
1:24 left in the half. Mitchell, the tailback. Wolfe, their fullback.
Looks like something right.
Wolfe leading the blocking, and Mitchell got about a yard before he was driven back. And the Cardinal, I'm surprised the Eagles don't stop the clock here, Hank, because even if the Cardinals score, they'll want this time, right? I would.
Yeah, I would think so, yeah, because, you know, they got the timeouts left. There's no use saving them and hanging them on a bulletin board at halftime.
Oh, and the Cardinals are happy to let it run down because if they score, they don't want the Eagles to have anything to do with it. Joe Drake, the big part of that goal line defense. They have 5 defensive linemen. Same play. And over. Touchdown. It's only the second rushing touchdown for Mitchell. And his second touchdown of the day. Well, it's his third of the year. And Bojovich, with 44 seconds left in the half, will try to tie it. Scott Bruner will hold the ball. Novo Bojovich. Carlos Scott will snap it. Good snap. Bruner gets it down. They'll tie it. One thing about Mitchell, he can get up in the air.
Watch the surge of the offensive line. You see Joe Bostic, number 71, and Stump Mitchell just springs right over the top and gets the ball into the end zone for the touchdown. But a good surge by the right side of the line, Bostic, Tootie Robbins, and the tight end Doug Marsh, along with Randy Clark.
Mitchell is listed at 5'9" and 190 pounds. He's put together, isn't he?
Boy, I tell you, he looks like he's chiseled out of concrete. Boy, he is really got great definition. 15 for 130 yards so far, 2 touchdowns.
44 seconds left in the half. And at the half, one of the greatest running backs of all time will join Brent Musburger. Gale Sayers and Brent Musburger scores and highlights. And the foot soldiers refers to the kickers in the National Football League.
Gale Sayers, you know, always kind of weep a little bit every time I think about him, because he was supposed to come with us, we thought, back when we were in Kansas City, but he didn't. Wound up with a great career for the Chicago Bears.
Now the Eagles want a good return from Herman Hunter. And he'll get a chance from the 1 to the 10. He has a good wedge. He got outside, and he returned it and went out of bounds. And Bojovich was in on the tackling. He's going to take on the world, isn't he?
Well, he's not going to take on the world with his helmet off, I'll guarantee you that. He's staying on the outskirts of that fight, and which shows a lot of intelligence on his part. You know, he wears a turf shoe on his left foot and a soccer shoe on his right foot.
He is something.
Yep.
Cedric Mack bumped it.
Put a skirt on him, he'd be a good cheerleader.
Herman Hunter bumped out at the 31-yard line. Let's see what Jaworski can do with 39 seconds. The Eagles jumped out in front 14-0, and we're tied now.
The one thing you got to be careful of, you know, the home team now is very fired up, and you got to be careful you don't make a mistake here and provide him with another opportunity to get some more points on the board with a field goal.
Ernest Jackson is not in there. It's Haddix and Hunter. Hunter can catch the ball, and they throw it to him, and he didn't get into the pattern deep enough. And Baker was all over Jaworski. E.J. Jr. was covering downfield.
Curtis Greer from the backside, number 75, was the one who got the penetration and made him throw the ball as poorly as he did, because he didn't have time enough with Greer providing such good pressure on the offensive tackle.
34 seconds left in the half. Is the third wide receiver. Oh, what a good catch. And a first down effort with 25 seconds left in the half. Michael Haddix was really very, very strong on that one. Tackled by E.J. Jr.
See, there's another great illustration of how important it is to throw the ball out in front of the receiver, numbers high, so he can surge forward. Here's a replay. Look at Galloway coming from the outside on a stunt. Gets the ball right on the numbers, and he's able to fight his way through the traffic. E.J. Jr. finally tries to prevent him from making the first down, but he still gets an extra 2 yards, and that made the difference. Only because the ball was thrown perfectly right at the numbers. There's Ted Marchibroda, the offensive coordinator, talking to Jaworski.
Trying to make use of 24 seconds and 2 timeouts.
And how about Sid? Sid Gilman had a nice visit with Sid. You know, back in the old days of the American Football League, we used to have a lot of fun. With Kansas City, we'd go out there to play Sid's team. We were both a little heavier at the time, and as soon as we saw each other, we both walked towards each other and bumped bellies in the middle of the field. And he said, "Let me see that game plan." He'd take it out of my hand, he threw it on the ground, and said, "This is not going to work." So we used to have a lot of fun.
They tell us that Gilman's presence allows Marchibroda to pay more attention to the offense, and Gilman takes care of the quarterbacking.
Yes, and I think Jaworski said that, you know, they have such a great rapport and a great relationship. It gives him a lot of stability, and he has a good feeling about what he has to do. And as you mentioned, it gives Teddy Marchibroda a great opportunity to oversee the whole thing and be involved more with the game plan and the whole thing.
From their own 42, first down, 6 defensive backs for the Cardinals and a 4-man rush. Jaworski throws one short of Johnson, and a flag goes down as Jaworski was hit by Greer. The referee is doing a good job of protecting the quarterbacks, and that's the second roughing the passer call. What does Hannafin think of that?
Personal foul, roughing the passer, 75, defense, first down.
20 seconds left in the half, so the Eagles may get some points after this major penalty is marked off.
You know, talking to Greer yesterday, he said that he's had a bad knee all year long, his right knee, and they wanted him to have surgery early in the season. He said, no, let's wait till the end of the season, get it done after the season. So he's playing kind of under adverse conditions with a bad injury. Got good penetration that time and got a shot on Jaworski, and they call him for roughing the quarterback.
They don't need many more yards to get within McFadden's range, and the Eagles have 2 timeouts. Cardinals 5 penalties. 20 seconds left in the half.
Got to throw the ball with that defense the way it is, something down the middle, Jack.
Jaworski throws long. It's there and off the fingertips. What a great effort was made by Ron Johnson, number 85. And he is hurt. He gave it everything trying to catch it with Cedric Mack trying to cover.
Surprised they had 1-for-1 coverage on the thing, Jack. It looked like they were going to have zone. Look at he licks him deep, Cedric Mack, and evidently fell on his shoulder as the ball fell incomplete.
With 14 seconds left in the half. Score tied 14 at all. It's Ron Johnson, a rookie, the second-year man out of Long Beach State. Look, he may have just winded himself when he hit the deck, or perhaps he hurt his shoulder.
You know, one thing about
timeout,
Cedric Mack,
Philadelphia
talked to him the other day, looking at pictures
injury timeout,
on bump and run situations, man-for-man coverage. He very rarely gets a piece of the receiver going downfield, and this is what you like to do when you're in bump and run. He said he tries to, but he feels a lot better just turning and running with the receiver, because he feels if he misses the chuck or the bump, then of course he's going to get licked deep. On that particular play, why it's surprising they would have him in 1-for-1 coverage on Ron Johnson. Ron Johnson just ran by him, and you don't see many people run by Cedric Mack.
No, he can fly. Well, let's check the standings as we go along here and tell you about next Sunday. Atlanta plays the Chicago Bears. Our doubleheader will begin with Atlanta taking on the Bears, 12:30 Eastern. In Game 2, either the Giants at St. Louis, and you can see how meaningful all these games are now in the final 6 weeks. The Giants at St. Louis or Philadelphia at Dallas. That's next Sunday on CBS. We just had a rule explained to us by the referee. An injury timeout in the last 2 minutes becomes a charged timeout. So the Eagles have 1 remaining. And apparently it is Johnson's shoulder. 14 points in the first quarter for Philadelphia, then 14 for the Cardinals here in the second quarter.
You know, a lot of times that kind of a play, Jack, is you're reaching out to make a catch. Sometimes what happens is you fall on your elbow, and then of course that has a chain reaction to the shoulder, and you hurt the shoulder because of the fall, because you fell on the elbow, and it usually is some kind of a serious injury.
Look what the Bears are doing to Dallas.
Boy, is that something.
Only 4-0 in the second quarter, and that's without Jim McMahon. And they're going to take Johnson right off the field, by the way, on a golf cart. And they're going to tend to him. The Jets were behind 10-0, and now in the second quarter they lead Tampa Bay by the score of 31-14.
You talk about a team that's really made a remarkable comeback. The way they got chopped up by the Raiders in the first game of the season, it was a dominant victory for them. They came back and have had a great season so far, and evidently having a very good day today, 31-14 over Tampa.
They're trying to make their record 8-3. O'Brien has hit Schuler twice, and Wesley Walker's caught one. Johnny Hector has scored. They're pounding Tampa Bay, which beat St. Louis last week. So Ron Johnson is evidently finished for the day.
Look at this. Atlanta 20-0 over the Rams.
2 touchdowns by Riggs and 2 field goals by Luckhurst. 14 seconds left here. The ball at the Cardinal 43, second down and 10. 4-man rush. And it's caught. And now that's inside the 35-yard line with 9 seconds left. I think there again we saw the Cardinals stunning and looping, and they never got anywhere near Jaworski.
Yeah, you really, if you're going to stun and loop, especially in obvious passing situations, boy, you really got to take precise angles, come right off of each other to get penetration, go upfield. If you're not careful, you're going sideways instead of going up the field, and that's why they have so much time to throw the football.
They're already within field goal range for McFadden. It would be 52 yards, and there he is, and he's had a 52-yarder already. So 9 seconds left in the half. Eagles have 1 timeout. Jaworski trying to get him even closer. And the man fell down. Kenny Jackson slipped and couldn't get to the ball, and McFadden will try a 52-yard kick. Cedric Mack was covering there. 5 seconds left in the half. McFadden has been terrific. 16 out of 18, 9 in a row. The last one he missed was the one which could have beaten the Giants.
And he's 6 for 6 on the road this season. He's got a great attitude. You talk about an attitude kicker. This young guy is really, really terrific.
Well, let's see. Jaworski will hold. High snap. Jaworski got it down. And it is no good off to the left. And time expires. And we have a tie. He pulled that ball. He had it long enough.
Yeah, he did. It was plenty long enough. He just pulled a little bit to the left.
So the Eagles got out in front 14-0. 2 touchdown passes to Mike Quick. But the Cardinals came back and 2 touchdown runs by Mitchell. The end of the first half with the score, Eagles 14, Cardinals 14. There's Neil Lomax. The lights are on here, and St. Louis will kick it off to start the second half. And Novo Bojovic will kick it off, and Herman Hunter will be back to get it for the visiting Eagles. Next game for the Eagles will be at Dallas. Next game for the Cardinals will be here at home against the Giants. It's going to be a very interesting final 6 weeks, Hank.
It really is, and it's going to be a very interesting second half right here for both teams.
Bojovic will kick it off. He's been kicking to about the 5-yard line. He's getting all jazzed up again. They just fired another field goal kicker, Jess Atkinson. Prior to that, Neil O'Donoghue with a short run-up. Rather deep kick to Hunter on the goal line. Pins him in the corner. He's across the 20 and across the 30-yard line. And after that, the only man left would have been Bojovic. Jeff Griffin got downfield 35 to make the tackle. Let's check the stats at the half.
Well, the first down you can see are very even. Big difference in the rushing. St. Louis 170 to 61. Passing was almost even. Total offense highly in favor of the St. Louis Cardinals, and time of possession about the same.
And of course, Stump Mitchell got the bulk of that. Ernest Jackson has gained all of the rushing yards for the Eagles today. Here he comes. And a very good run of about 7 yards. Tackled by E.J. Jr. and Leonard Smith. They are the 2 leading tacklers on the team. First downs today, each team is picking up good yards.
Yes, they're doing a good job on 1st and 10, which, as I mentioned earlier, helps the passing game tremendously. You know, surprising, people think that the first down situations are usually run situations. when the season is all over with and all the numbers are in, teams normally pass 50% of the time and run 50% of the time on 1st and 10.
2nd and 3, and Haddock spins for a first down, I think. Yeah, he did. He got forward progress out to the 45-yard line before Greer pulled him back. They made that first down easily with those 2 runs, didn't they?
Yeah, now see, they start to the right. Look at all the people reach blocking. And there's a cavity on the left side, and Curtis Greer finally makes the tackle, the defensive right end, on a play that was designed to go right side. We might see a play-action pass here. This would be a good time for a play-action, the way they're running the football, Jack.
First down.
Well, they're going to throw the ball, not play-action.
And it's overthrown.
Another one
ran right by Mack again.
Yeah, but another pass, Jack, that was thrown like a frozen rope. No loft to it at all. Had it been up in the air with a better arc that time, he might have had a chance to make the play.
And now we have a defensive holding call against the Cardinals, and that will be an automatic first down. No, unless the...
Holding, number 57, defense.
That's against Noga, and that's
5 yards, automatic first down.
Cardinals don't mind taking a few of these penalties, Hank. They want that aggressiveness that comes with the penalties.
Well, the amazing thing about penalties is that the Raiders, year in and year out, they're the winningest team in the history, not the history, but the history of their franchise, which is about a 20-year period, 25-year period. They're the leading team, winning team, and they lead the league in penalties every year. So that's a great illustration of they want to be aggressive.
Jackson. Leonard Smith, first to get there. E.J. Jr. and also Cedric Mack in on the play, but 4 yards for Jackson.
You know, the surprising thing about the last pass we saw deep downfield was the fact that they've been running the ball well, and you would think that on a 1st and 10 situation, they're looking for another run. A play-action pass with the same pattern could have been more effective.
13 minutes left in this 3rd quarter. 2nd down, 6.
Now they got a triple wing formation on the left side, 3 receivers on the left, double on the right side. We need 2 receivers on the right side with the back and also the running back out here in the flat.
They have Garrity in there, and the pass is caught inside the 40. Garrity took her to Spagnola, the tight end, caught it. Spagnola caught it, and a flag came down. Noga made the tackle. Penalty against St. Louis.
Spagnola liked the call. You see him nodding, and they haven't made it yet. We're going to see what they call here.
I didn't see the prelim signal.
Holding, number 57, defense. Penalty is declined.
Noga again. The pass is good to the 37. I don't know what Noga is doing, do you?
Well, he's trying to get a chuck on the tight end, and evidently he's holding him too long. He's got a... We'll take a look at it, a good picture of it. Watch 57 right in the middle of the screen. There you see he's grabbing him. And his right hand evidently was on him beyond the 5-yard area.
And now a toss to Ernest Jackson. He has to... Oh, he got outside. There's good play, good containment, and then a fine tackle by Leonard Smith. Boy, this guy's a tough baby.
Well, I tell you, he plays the safety position just like a linebacker. When he dings you, you know it. Boy, it's a really... He gives you a shot. Every time he gets a chance, he hits you with those shoulder pads.
He was the #1 pick of the Cardinals a couple of years ago.
Watch him now. Number 45 coming over. Here he comes, right on the outside. Nobody blocking him.
Greer made it go further out.
Yes, he stretched it. That's right. He maintained good outside containment, which is what he had to do.
2nd and 9. Spagnola on a wing. Out in the pass pattern, and they go. There's the #1 pick this year, Nunn. And Jaworski is slow getting up.
And Nunn has only had 1 sack coming into this game. Now he has 2.
That 2nd time they have sacked Jaworski.
We'll get a look at Nunn to the left of our screen here. Haddix is supposed to be blocking on the play, number 26. There's Jaworski, and there you see Nunn Coming on the inside, Jaworski does not see him come, and as a result has no chance to get rid of the ball on the play.
He told
11-yard loss on the play.
He told us yesterday, Hank, he was just getting comfortable with that backside because the left side of his line had been doing so well blocking. But somebody let none come through.
I couldn't tell for sure, but it looks like normally the back, Haddix, had the responsibility, number 26, of picking up the linebacker in the event that he blitzed. And evidently he let him get on the inside, took away the angle, and he got the penetration and got the sack on Jaworski.
And there's Randall Cunningham warming up as Jaworski is shaken up. And now Jaworski, by the way, suffered that broken leg here last year, so he doesn't have very fond memories of St. Louis. So we may be getting Cunningham into the game.
And the other interesting thing about Philadelphia, they have not won here in St. Louis since 1981, have they?
That's right. Since 81. Well, we've seen Randall Cunningham this year. In fact, he was the quarterback when they defeated St. Louis in the first meeting of the year, and that was quite a decisive victory.
It really was, and they beat him 30-7.
Or was that Jaworski? We saw Cunningham against Washington.
Yes.
We saw him against the Rams. I think it was Jaworski that got
I think you're right. I think you're right. I think that's when he put him back in the lineup. I think you're right, Jack.
Randall Cunningham out of University of Nevada, Las Vegas. So maybe just some cobwebs. Let's hope that's all it is for Jaworski. This is not a charged timeout, but he's going to have to leave the game. And now we have an official's timeout. They're working on Jaworski. Looks like he's going to come back in. Meanwhile, Randall Cunningham is the quarterback. The rookie out of Nevada, Las Vegas. He has Hunter and Haddix in there with him on 3rd and 20.
And the way he scrambles, he puts another kind of pressure on the defense.
He's working out of the shotgun. They put the pressure on him early, and he is taken down. The ball came loose. But Cunningham got it back. David Galloway brings about the 3rd sack of a Philadelphia quarterback. You know, that sack didn't hurt very much, Hank, because they're going to be punting anyhow.
Yeah, you're right. There you see the blitz. Callaway getting good penetration. And Bobby Johnson, number 42, is blitzing on the play. They get the good penetration in the gaps, and they force a sack. Good rush on the part of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Mike Horan, 2 punts, 45-yard average. J.T. Smith back inside his 15. Well, the Eagles got the second half kickoff, and now they're punting it back to St. Louis. Good snap. A lot of zip on it. Better call for a fair catch, kid, and let it go. Well, he took it on the 8. He'd been better off letting it go. That was a mistake.
Yes, I think, see, that's the thing mentally. The deep back, who's going to receive that punt, he has to predetermine in advance. He's got to stand on the 10-yard line and say, if the ball comes down at me low.
That's too tough, though.
Evidently. But anyway, he's got to say, if it's a low kick, then I'm going to catch it and try to run with it. If it's high or beyond the 10-yard line, I'm just going to let it go, especially on synthetic turf. You got to let it go because normally it's going to roll right into the end zone.
Ron Wolfley is in there. Ohio State and Michigan next Saturday. You really don't have to say much more about that matchup. They've been playing for years, a great rivalry, and it might have some bearing on the Rose Bowl trip. Albert Fowles is playing the left corner in place of Ronell Young. Wolfley is in there instead of Farrell, blocking from Mitchell in a hole up the middle. And Mitchell broke out of there, and the ball came loose, and it was recovered by St. Louis. It was recovered by Lance Smith, the guard, but they had blown it dead.
There's a great illustration again of the cutback ability of Stump Mitchell. Ken Clark that time was going to his left that time, and as a result, he cut right behind that block of the offensive center, Randy Clark, and picked up a nice gain on the play.
Reichenbach made the tackle. First down out at the 21. They're pushing the Eagles around a little bit up front, Hank.
Yeah, they're dominating the line of scrimmage. There's no question about it right now.
And a delay to Mitchell. Trying to get outside Cobb. And he uses a stiff arm, and Fowles bumps him out. There's Jaworski. He has a shoulder bruise on the right side. He's taking a little breather and apparently will come back in before it's over.
He doesn't have the pads on or anything. You don't know what's going to happen. They might take him inside, take an x-ray to see what it is. I bet you that's what they're going to do. They're going to take him in and take a look at it, Jack.
It's bad news for Philadelphia because Jaworski had this team perking.
And ironically, he got hurt here a year ago.
Broken leg.
With a broken leg.
2nd and 9. Motion by the tight end Marsh. Blocking for Lomax. Screen to Mitchell. First down. Well executed.
Doug Dawson, the left guard that time, really did a great job of blocking out in front and entertaining the defensive back so that Mitchell could break off the block and get downfield and make some yardage on the play. Doug Dawson, 66, was the key player on that nice run.
And the tackle by Wes Hopkins out at the Cardinal 35. Now we get word that it is doubtful that Jaworski will come back.
You know, surprisingly, Jack, they started the game moving the pocket and rolling out, and they were very successful with it. They haven't come back to that since. Surprising that they haven't.
First down. Marsh in motion again. Broken play, evidently. And Lomax is sacked. Lomax wanted to throw it to the tight end who wasn't there.
No, it was a quick screen, Jack. He was trying to throw the ball outside on a quick screen, and there was a defensive back right on the line of scrimmage, and as a result, he had to go to the secondary receiver, and by the time he made that adjustment, it was all over. School was out.
Reggie White got him for the second sack of the day.
Yeah, see, he fakes inside, and then he's going to throw the ball. Wanted to throw the ball quickly, but he was faded, and there you see number 91, Reggie White, making the sack on the play, maintaining good outside pressure, containment, and making the play on Lomax.
Loss 7, 2nd and 17 at the 27 of St. Louis. A.T. Smith, the wide receiver, Tilley inside. And that's the 3rd sack, and White got there again.
What did we say about the Cardinals dominating the last scrimmage?
Yeah, we did. I said that, didn't I?
No, well, I did. I agree with you. They were. All of a sudden, it changed. Watch White on the left of our screen. There he comes.
As soon as he got one-on-one, he got loose, didn't he?
Oh, he surely did. He got penetration in a hurry and put the squeeze on him.
They double-teamed him, but then the other man had to slip off and pick up another block. And now the ball's back at the 19. 3rd and 26. 7 defensive backs and the running play to Mitchell. No, they'll punt the ball now. Can't do that too often, can you? How about that call, eh?
Well, you got to understand that in this situation, 3rd and long, in all probability, percentage-wise, you're not going to get the first down. So you want to do a high percentage play and get the ball out a little farther up the field so you can get better field position, so you can kick the ball without taking a chance of coughing it up and throwing an interception and giving them an opportunity to get points on the board. That kind of a play is a good play because, again, chances are you're not going to make the 20 yards and you take the risk of an interception.
That's Evan Cooper. And this is the 4th punting attempt today by Birdsong. One was blocked. The Eagles should get the ball in great shape. Good kick. Well covered. Watch it, Evan. Well, got away. Ran into his own man and down at the 41. And a flag is down.
Smith tried to nail him that time and missed the tackle. Had he hit him, boy, it would have been quite a splatter right at that spot.
Randy Love, number 40, a good special teams player, made the tackle. 43-yard punt, 6-yard return. Bob McElway calls it against the Eagles. So instead of having it at their 41, it will be elsewhere with 8.5 left in the 3rd quarter.
Illegal block above the waist. Number 59 during the return. First down.
The call against the Eagles was against Joel Williams. There's Marion Campbell. He has Randall Cunningham playing the quarterback now. Eagles have it at their 31.
Philadelphia first and 2.
Earl Farrell, the Cardinal fullback, as his ankle worked on. That was only the 2nd penalty against Philadelphia today. Randall Cunningham, the quarterback. We know how he can run. There's Ernest Jackson coming out for 4. Scores of other games. Boy, we've had a lot of scoring today. And in the 3rd quarter, the Bears lead Dallas 24-0. hangs onto their lead over the Rams. Luckhurst and Riggs doing the scoring down there. 20-0 in the third quarter over Los Angeles. And Green Bay blanking New Orleans. Ellis with a touchdown. 24-0 third quarter. Second down here. And 5. Jackson again. And it was wide open outside. But then a bruising tackle was made by Leonard Smith. And he's saying, where the heck was the guy? He covered for somebody or made up for his own mistake.
Boy, he's terrific.
Pittsburgh leads Houston 20-7 in the third quarter. And Miami by 7 over Indianapolis. The Colts are giving him a tussle. Davenport just scored to snap a tie in the third quarter. Here is a third down play coming up. 6 defensive backs for St. Louis, and it's third down and 3. 3.5, 4, we'll call it.
One thing about playing against Cunningham, you have to provide good, strong outside pressure to keep him in the pocket. You can't get him outside. There he is.
And he's got running room and throws across the field. Very dangerous, and it's caught. It's caught by Jackson for a first down at the Cardinal 35.
That's exactly what you cannot do against Cunningham. You got to keep him in the pocket. You let him get outside of containment, which the Cardinals let him do that time, and he's ready murder. And he lofted the ball beautifully downfield. Watch this again now. He goes back in the pocket from the shotgun. Now look at the outside pressure. It's gone. There's nobody there. Now it forces a linebacker to come up and challenge him, which leaves somebody open downfield. And there you see the catch downfield. And Leonard Smith finally makes the tackle.
And Spagnuolo, by the way, kept one of the defenders from getting to the ball with a good piece of work. First down, and Ernest Jackson. And the ball came loose. Does it belong to St. Louis? No, it's dead.
I think it was dead. I think it was dead, Jack. You hear the rule so much of the time that the turf cannot create a fumble, and that's what happened on the play. He fumbled after he hit the turf.
Lonnie Young made the tackle, and Jackson half tripped on this play.
Here's a replay to the left side. Look how well he secured the ball. When he hits the ground, the ball popped loose, and by that time, school is out. The bell is rung.
And he got 3 yards. St. Louis 32. Cunningham gives a lot of speed to the offense. And a busted play. A flag is down, and Cunningham is tough to tackle. Out of bounds at the 30. And we'll check the flag. Holding against Philadelphia. Personal foul is what it is. Personal foul.
And you know, Jack, talking about penalties, I talked to Jack Reeder, who does such a great job as an assistant supervisor of officials. He said that this year that the penalties from a yardage numbers standpoint.
Number 74 offense, unnecessary roughness, blow to the head.
Leonard Mitchell was called for the roughness.
As I was saying, Jack, their penalties this year are down 133, less than they were a year ago, and close to 2,000 yards less than they were a year ago. Kind of interesting, isn't it?
That is. That's good.
And mostly because of the new pass defensive rule and also the offensive holding.
Second down.
Mitchell gets after Baker and wraps him in the head.
Yeah, he hits him in the schoolhouse here, slaps him across the side of the head, and that's what the penalty was for.
Second and 22. At the St. Louis 47. This Campbell can throw the ball a long way. They fake the draw, and they throw a screen. What a big hit on Herman Hunter. And that was the rookie, Lonnie Young. Boy, he read something there, didn't he?
Boy, he certainly did. You know, and the great thing about him, he's got 4.5 speed. There you see him coming from his safety position, and look at the jump he gets in the ball as it's thrown. He gets good and low, good tackling position, and makes the play in the open field. A great play by Lonnie Young, number 43. And incidentally, I found out yesterday that he's a cousin of Otis Taylor, who was a great receiver for us in Kansas City.
14-all is the score. Cunningham in the shotgun. Third down and 25, and Baker slowed him down, and there's a sack. Baker and then Duda.
But Baker really got penetration that time, came off the ball well.
That's a fourth sack of a Philadelphia quarterback today.
Watch Baker, number 60. Watch him come in from the right side of your screen, gets the penetration, and provides the impetus for the sack. And Duda, number 73, finally comes in to make the kill.
Mike Horan will punt. There he is. Back at his 25-yard line is J.T. Smith, and the Cardinals should be in good field shape. 4:54 left in the third quarter. No pressure at all. A high punt, well covered. Smith calls for a fair catch, and it's a loose ball. And who's got it? I don't think they gave him enough room to catch the ball. There's a rule that you have to give the man an opportunity to catch the ball when he signals for a fair catch. But the Cardinals, well, who has it? Cardinals got it back, apparently.
Spradlin gave the official a little shove there that
did
time,
he? Well,
Jack.
maybe he had it coming to him. You don't know. And he may get cut next week anyhow, so he thought he'd get a blow in while he could. Cardinals have the ball. On that punt play, Major Everett caused all the consternation. He pushed Johnson into the receiver, but the Cardinals got it back on their 24-yard line with 4:45 left in the third quarter. Tilley comes to the left. J.T. Smith to the right.
Still can't understand, Jack, why they don't move a little bit like they did earlier. That was so successful for them.
With the rollout, right? Here's Ron Wolfley. He seldom carries the ball. He got a couple, and Ken Clark, the nose tackle, tackled him.
Wolfley, when I saw him today, he reminded me a great deal of Jim Otis, who was such a great running back for the St. Louis Cardinals several years ago and played for us in Kansas City. But physically, he reminded me an awful lot of Jim.
And he just got 3 yards there. Pat Tilley has caught only one pass today. He comes to the left. Cardinals are without Roy Green. Marsh, the tight end, is on a wing. And in motion. Lomax delays it to Mitchell. Across the 30 to the 31, bringing about third down and 3. We have some more scores. Rams are still being blanked by Atlanta in the third quarter, 23-0. Reichenbach made that tackle, and Gary Cobb. And in the third quarter, the Bears are blanking Dallas, 24-0. Danny White in the locker room for a neck injury X-ray in that game. And the Jets really pounding up some points after spotting Tampa Bay, a 10-point lead.
Must have got them mad.
Yeah, they're ahead by 20 now. Here's Lomax on third down. Stump Mitchell tried to block the linebacker, Gary Cobb, and Lomax is sacked for the 4th time. Did he take too much time there, Hank?
I don't know. I don't think he did, really. I think he just set up in the pocket and was looking to throw the ball downfield, and by that time, he didn't even see Cobb coming from the backside, number 50. Here you see him. He's looking to the right. He
ran right through Mitchell.
Yeah, ran right through Mitchell, and here, right about the time he's stepping up into the box to do the throwing, he gets hit from the backside.
Now in this punting exchange, the Eagles will be in good shape as Birdsong kicks, and Evan Cooper stands at his 35. A little seesaw battle in the scoreless third quarter. 3:10 left in the period. Good snap. Pretty good kick, but not very good coverage. And Cooper from the 40. 45. The Eagles will start from almost midfield. Strong tackle by E.J. Jr. Look where the Eagles are with Cunningham quarterbacking from his own 49-yard line. Nico Noga and Jr. made the tackle. A 36-yard punt, 9-yard return. Jaworski out with a bruised shoulder. Randall Cunningham playing. His brother Sam Cunningham, longtime player for New England.
And I asked several weeks ago, Randall why he wore number 12, and he said, I wear it because Joe Namath was my hero, and he's even wearing the same colors, and he's even got the same kind of a face mask as Joe used to wear for the Jets.
1 touchdown pass, 8 interceptions. He's been sacked 19 times. Tosses the ball to Ernest Jackson. And that's he broke quite a few tackles and picked up 6 yards. Duda finally finished him off. Good work by Jackson. He didn't quit, did he?
No, he didn't, and usually he doesn't do that. He makes a decision and runs to where he's supposed to go. That time he made a little dip inside, and I think it threw up the would-be tacklers, and then he jumped outside and made extra yardage on the play. It looked like he was going to be stuffed at the line of scrimmage.
Cleveland leads Buffalo in the fourth quarter, 10-7. And Pittsburgh, fourth quarter, 6-point lead, or big lead over Houston, 23-7. Here's Here's second down and 5. And Jackson to the right side spins for a first down to the 40 before Lonnie Young tackled him. We have another score for you. And that is Miami by 7 over Indianapolis in the third quarter. Jackson, by the way, has carried 23 times, and he has 88 yards. And he got a first down to the 40.
I mentioned several weeks ago, I said, you're running well and doing a good job. He said, I want to get across the water, meaning the Pro Bowl.
He wants to go there. The 40-yard line of the Cardinals. 2:10 left in the third quarter. Jackson again. Boy, he really cradles that ball, doesn't he? Got only a couple this time. Runs in there like a fullback.
And he anticipates being hit, and when the anticipation comes, why he covers up the ball very, very well to make sure he doesn't fumble.
Noga and Baker made that tackle. 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Second down and 9, Philadelphia. They had negative x-rays on Ron Jaworski on his right shoulder. They're going to take some more later. He will not play anymore today. That's our belief at the moment. Second and 9. They run it, and Jackson plows to the 35. It'll be third and long.
Major Everett that time, number 39, got a good block straight ahead.
Cunningham ran to the sideline to get the play. He used to wigwag them in. Then he had a little wristband. It's tough to learn, Hank.
Oh, it really is. You know, the plays are so much the same all over the league, but the different terminology is the problem. You know, some people name the numbers even right and odd left, others reverse it. And so it takes quite a bit of time to make the adjustment.
Third down and 5. Let's see if they come after the rookie.
The big thing, they got to contain him. They got to keep him in the pocket.
Over the middle, and it is caught for a first down. Boy, he drilled that one on the money to Kenny Jackson. Covered by Wayne Smith at a first down at the Cardinal 20.
Boy, showed a lot of poise, too. He waited. There he is in a shotgun formation. Look at the blocks up front. Look at the big hole so he can see right through that big cavity and get the ball right on the money to Jackson, number 81, who makes a great catch in a crossing pattern.
That's his third catch, 51 yards. That was good for 15. And we're down to less than 30 seconds in the third quarter. I imagine the Eagles will go back to the running game now. Jackson. Baker and somebody else nailed him. Major Everett was doing the blocking on the play, and that will be the final play of the third quarter. Curtis Greer was in on it.
Well, I tell you, Major Everett, really, number 39, made another great block on the linebacker, number 53.
A gain of 1 yard, and that's the end of the third quarter. It was a scoreless third period. The end of the third quarter with a score. Philadelphia 4, the Cardinals 14 all. We now pause for a word from your local station. One of the Cardinal cheerleaders, and look at there, Ron Jaworski. Pads back on, warming up.
Came out of retirement in a hurry, didn't he?
Second down and 9 for the Eagles at the Cardinal 19-yard line. We had a scoreless third quarter. We start the fourth. Cunningham, the quarterback. Roll out, and he got away from Al Baker and got some yards. Boy, you could almost smell that one coming. Freddie Joe Nunn tackled him. Baker did everything he could. He just couldn't catch him.
Had good position on him and everything. Played his position well. He was the cop on the play. Play going away, hold your position, and make sure the ball goes the other way.
Flag is down. I didn't see it earlier, Hank.
No, I didn't either.
That was a gain of about 9 on the bootleg by Cunningham. Well,
Holding, number 52 defense during the run, enforced from the end of the run. First
from
down.
the end of the run. Well, that's a first down. That was Charlie Baker. That was a 9-yard pickup by Cunningham, plus the penalty. Takes it to the 6. At the start of the fourth quarter, and there's Charlie Baker. He was called for holding. He evidently grabbed Spagnola going by.
Yeah, here you see him right here.
Yeah, he was on him. He was on his hip. Now the running play. short yards for Philadelphia.
Looked like he was trying to pick his back pocket on the play.
Ernest Jackson went down after gaining a yard. Freddie Joe Nunn tackled him.
You know, I'm impressed with the kind of a job Ken Reeves, number 66, the left tackle, has been doing here this afternoon. He's from Pittsburgh, Texas.
He's against a tough player, Curtis Greer. It's 2nd and goal from the 5. We might see that roll out again before long. A bootleg. Now they give it to Jackson, and he's down to about the 2.
Did you see the block that Reeves made that time on Curtis Greer? Knocked him right off the line of scrimmage and down the field. But he's doing a terrific job of coming off the ball. He's big and he's strong. Ken Reeves.
And a good block by Major Everett allowed Ernest Jackson to go to the 2.
Pittsburgh, Texas is just about 60 miles east of Dallas. And I said, well, probably you wanted to grow up and play for the Dallas Cowboys. He said, well, that was a consideration, but the team that I really was hoping I could play for was the Oakland Raiders, or the Los Angeles Raiders now.
3rd and goal from the 2. Jackson has 99 yards, trying for the 100, and Noga slowed him down, and then he's knocked down. It's 4th and goal. And unless the Eagles gamble, they'll try a field goal. Noga and then Junior, the tacklers.
That's the one thing you don't want to have done on a play like that. You don't want to get any penetration. And Noga, 57, watch him come across there and get the penetration. There you see him into the backfield. Jackson has no chance whatsoever. Nunn finally comes in to make a play on Jackson, but no chance whatsoever to get the ball in the end zone with that penetration by Noga.
Jaworski is in there to hold. It'll be a 20-yard try by McFadden. He missed from 52 yards earlier today. That was in the 2nd quarter. Eagles trying to regain the lead, and they do. Eagles by 3, 17-14 with 12:50 left in the game. So we're going to have a good final period here in St. Louis. McFadden's field goal has put the Eagles on top, 17-14. The only points we've had here in the 2nd half. We have 12:50 left in the game. Back is Clyde Duncan.
And he's done a good job of returning these kickoffs. He averages 20.1 on kickoff returns.
Barefooted McFadden kicks it high, short, and one of the wingmen take it. That's Wolfley, and he's to the 25. He's not going to break anything. Wolfley to the 25-yard line of St. Louis. Cardinals trail by 3. Next week in the National Football League on CBS, it'll be the Atlanta Falcons trying to stop the relentless Bears, who are winning again and still undefeated and have a chance to go through the season undefeated. 12:30 Eastern Time. What do you think, Hank?
I think they've got a great chance to go undefeated. I really do. I think they've grown considerably as a football team. They're winning this afternoon without McMahon. And I think
play Miami and the Jets.
Yeah, they play Miami and the Jets, but I think Mike Ditka has really done a terrific job of making sure they win the games that they're supposed to win, and they've done that all year long. This has done a sensational job.
Then you'll either see the Eagles at Dallas or the Giants here in St. Louis. A little swing pass out here to Mitchell, and he has about 3 or 4 yards. Fans thought it was a late hit, but people were tripping over one another.
They did that early in the game, Jack, and we haven't seen it since. Talking about St. Louis moving the pocket. That time he's rolled to his right, threw the ball to Stump Mitchell. But the great thing about moving the pocket is that he's closer to the receivers. He has everybody right in front of him. He has 3 receivers, 1 long, 1 intermediate, and 1 short. And there's not a tough decision for him to make and dump the ball off, plus the fact that he gets away from the rush.
2nd down and 6 after that pass to Mitchell. Tilley to the left along with Smith. And a delay to Mitchell. Mitchell had to work for those yards. Not much faking going on in there, as Hank. It's a delay, but it really didn't fool many people. This telecast presented by authority of the National Football League, intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals and the National Football League is prohibited. Michael Reichenbach made that last tackle. Mitchell has run for 151 yards on 20 carries, and it's 3rd and 2.
We have a room on that side where we're on Pat Tilley.
3rd down pass play. Running room for Lomax. Throws, and it's caught. Tilley, midfield. First down.
Well, took a little time to find him, but he had a great situation before the ball was snapped. By the time he got the ball to him, however, it looked like it was going to be too late.
Only the second pass caught by Tilley today.
There you see him going back into the pocket, looking for Tilley on the left side. He steps up and can't throw the ball. Then he locates him. Tilley does a great job of running beyond the linebacker, Gary Cobb, number 50. And he finally gets the ball to him, makes the play, but Cobb finally makes the tackle.
Hopkins was there. And we have 11-11 left in the game.
Look at Tilley again over on this right side.
On first down. Mitchell's in trouble. Well, somebody ran by him, and he pushed him forward for about 4 or 5 yards.
Boy, he's amazing. And that's what the great running backs do, Jack. They have the great capacity to stretch the no-gainers or the short yard plays into bigger gains. And he stretched that loss into a good gain.
Louis Sharp made a good block for him. Greg Brown, the tackler, along with Reichenbach. Mitchell, 156 yards. And Louis Sharp is being tended to. He was slow getting up after making that good block. Here's a fellow who's got to be tired, along with Reggie White of the Eagles. They both played in the United States Football League. That's a lot of games in 1 year.
Well, Reggie White, we asked him that question yesterday. He said he's played in 27 games already this season. He weighs 285 now, and he said he wants to lose about 15 pounds for next season. Talking about Reggie White, number 91, the defensive left end.
So Louis Sharp is replaced at the left tackle spot.
The Eagles 45.
Lance Smith is going to play over there. Oh, Robbins goes to the left. Lance Smith to the right. 2nd and 5. They're going to screen it, and he threw it away. He did a smart thing. The screen was faded, so he just drilled it into the ground.
Yeah, he really did. Reggie Wilkes that time was right on him, playing a man for man, and he very wisely just threw the ball into the turf, or else he'd have got a sack and lost some yardage on the play.
Yeah, the crowd booed, but Lomax did the right thing. Cranack was there along with Reggie Wilkes. They're right in the middle of it. Cardinals trailing by 3, 17-14 with 10:28 left. Third down and 5. To the right goes J.T. Smith. The additional wide receiver is Novacek. This is a good defensive backfield for the Eagles.
Yeah, it really is. And I think the other thing that's happening, Jack, is that I think that really that Neil Lomax, is going through a tough period. And as a result, he wants to be very careful that he doesn't make a mistake. And unconsciously, if you're not careful, you try to play scared football, and you wind up holding the ball a little bit longer than you should. And next thing you know, why the rush catches up, and you get sacked.
Strouthers was in there along with Darby. And a punt for Birdsong. Evan Cooper back at his 10-yard line. Good snap, no pressure at all. High kick inside the 20, fair catch, and outside the 20, loose ball. The Cardinals have it. And then the Eagles get it back. No flags, and this ball belongs to the Eagles at midfield. On a strange play, and coming away with it was Andre Waters, and he returned it to midfield.
Gee, it looked like a Cardinal was going to recover the ball.
Came right to him, didn't it?
Yeah, and then he missed it.
Let's watch and see what happened. Right off of Waters.
Yeah,
Cooper.
Looked like it hit his face mask.
And Griffin missed it.
Yeah, Griffin had a chance. And there he goes down the sideline, Andre Waters. And the Philadelphia Eagles have great position again.
There's Jim Hannafin bemoaning his bad luck on that punt.
But, the great thing about Jim Hannafin, he's done a terrific job of staying positive and trying to sell his team on the idea that they have to continue to play hard, regardless of the circumstances. They get enough criticism from everybody else. The coach, or the head coach, in this specific situation, has to be the cheerleader and give them all the encouragement they need.
Major Everett is the up back, with Ernest Jackson, the tailback from the 49, and Everett is stuck right at the line of scrimmage by Mark Duda, number 73. You know, sometimes it's tough to fool the people who don't have the real good penetration, Hank. You run right into their arm.
Oh, yeah. If they get penetration, you're out of business because you don't get a chance to cut back, and they nail you right close to the line of scrimmage. There's Floyd Peters. And we had a good visit with Floyd, talking about his defensive situation. And he's considered to be one of the premier defensive coaches and coordinators in the National Football League.
Ernest Jackson sliding right, breaking out, breaking loose, down the sideline. And it is a touchdown. A touchdown run of 51 yards for the Eagles and Ernest Jackson. Some missed tackles along the way.
And did you see number 66, Ken Reeves, out in front on the play? Boy, what a great run.
I knew that punt return would really change this game, Hank.
Yeah, it really, that kind of a play can turn it around totally.
Jackson has gone for 150 yards now. And he gets only his second rushing touchdown of the year. 51 yards. Makes it 23-14 with 9:16 left.
You know, and he's running better every time we see him because now he knows the system and he understands where the blocks are coming from and how they're blocking. And he's always been a very decisive runner. That was a great illustration of the great running ability of Jackson.
Nice snap. Jaworski got it down. McFadden, who hasn't missed all year, makes it a 10-point lead for Philadelphia. Let's see what the missed tackles were here. Or good blocking.
There it is, the counter play. Look at 66 Reeves down the field.
Caught Cedric Mack flat-footed, and the linebacker inside.
And Young almost overtook him, but didn't knock him out of bounds in time.
That was the longest touchdown run in the professional career of Ernest Jackson, who's partly hidden there, 51 yards. And he really earned it. He blew through there and never stopped. And now the kickoff from Paul McFadden. And there's the kick to Clyde Duncan. And if the Eagles can cover this kickoff return well, they're going to be in great shape. And a flag goes down, and Duncan is down near the 30-yard line.
86 Clyde Duncan on the return.
Looks like it's going to be against the Cardinals on the return.
Penalty flag now.
Holding against St. Louis. Boy, they've been killed by penalties today. The tackler was Major Everett, and there's Hannafin. That last touchdown crunched him, Hank. If he ends up 4-7, you can...
Holding number 40 on the return team during the run.
You know, realistically, Jack, talking about the success or lack of same with the Cardinals, the only chance they really have to get into the playoffs is
6 in a row.
They have to win 6 in a row, and it looks like that's going to be tough the way this game is going. And, you know, if they lose this one today, looks like, even though they're mathematically not out of it, they got a good chance of being knocked out of the playoffs, and that's always tough.
3 penalties against the Eagles today and 8 against the Cardinals. Randy Love that last time, and Love's the fullback now. With Mitchell. Lomax to the air, and the pass outside, and caught, still in bounds. And across the 30-yard line goes the play with Stump Mitchell getting some more yards. Let's go to New York and Brent Muscle. Well, these Eagles are getting some help from the Chicago Bears. Now the Giants and Washington play Monday. The Eagles can win here. They're right in the middle of it. Mitchell again. Didn't he murder? He murdered. Tackle at the Eagle 45.
Boy, you talk about a great competitor and the determination. Boy, he's got it. He's terrific.
Mitchell ran from his 34 to the 44 of Philadelphia.
Watch Tootie Robbins, Joe Bostic get good blocks downfield.
Hopkins misses him.
Misses, and he doesn't miss very often.
Reichenbach, and there's Hopkins.
And finally, Reggie Wilkes comes from the backside and makes the tackle. Great running on the part of Stump Mitchell. He's amazing. 22 carries, 176 yards.
He's out of there now. Grabbing a little breather. Lomax likely to throw with Love blocking for him back there. Clark almost got him. There goes Lomax. First down. Cardinals are trailing by 10, and they come alive here. You might as well run. The season's over if you lose anyhow.
That's another thing that we haven't seen him do very much, and this is something he does very well instinctively. He takes off, makes a decision quickly, and runs up the middle of the field. Everybody on this offense is defense except one guy, and that's the quarterback, and that's why he's able to run and make so much yardage on the play.
Reichenbach tackled him at the 33. Tilly goes left. J.T. Smith to the right. Randy Love carrying for one of the few times, and he got 4. Reggie White tackled him. 6.5 left in the game. Mitchell along the bench is being treated. I don't know if he's winded or hurt. Maybe his shoulder or his elbow. Now he gets back to his feet and says, "Send me back in, coach."
He's ready.
2nd and 6. Coming up on the 6-minute mark in the 4th quarter. Cardinals trailing the Eagles by 10.
There's the room on this side, right side of Tilly.
Lomax is sacked. He is drilled down by Greg Brown. Brown had 8 sacks before today. Lomax gets up complaining, and Brown says, "Sorry, I'm happy. Just leave it like it is." 3rd and long coming up. We'll watch it again. Watch Brown.
Watch Brown from the left of your screen.
3rd and Brown at the 35.
See, he licks Luis Sharp on the play and gets the penetration and puts the sack and the squeeze on Neil Lomax.
3rd and 12, and Lomax has been sacked 6 times.
That's what I can't understand, Jack. You know, they moved the pocket well and did a good job. Early in the game, they've come back to it 1 or 2 times since that time, but they haven't done it nearly as consistently as you think they would.
Mitchell's back in there now. Lomax airs it out for Mitchell. Oh, everything but caught. Everything but catching inside the 5. He had beaten the defender, Hopkins, along with Ellis, and went off his fingertip. You really have to admire this little guy.
Oh, he is really something. He's a special breed. He really is.
They're going to go for it on, they're going to try the field goal by Boyovich with 5:24 left.
He said he'd like to break Dempsey's record sometime in his career. He said the farthest he's kicked a ball in practice is 63 yards, 56 in a game in competitive situations. Let's see what he does here.
53 yards. He misses it. The Eagles have all but won it. Nowhere near. Boyovich misses his first field goal try as a Cardinal, and the ball goes over to the Eagles at the line of scrimmage. With 5:18 left and a 10-point lead. He didn't thump that one very well, did he?
No, he didn't. He didn't, and he's very upset with himself because he knows he didn't hit it well. He knows he can do better. But he's a very emotional guy, shows a lot of animation, and very disturbed about the fact that he missed that kick.
5:18 left, and the Eagles, starting from their 35.
That might have put a nail in the coffin, Jack.
They'll try to chew up some of that time with Cunningham, the quarterback, and Ernest Jackson, the running back. Haddock's blocking for him. Haddock's made a good block, too. He picked off Leonard Smith, who was coming on the play. Safety man.
You know, on that kind of a play, they've been giving the ball to Jackson so much of the time. The defense of the Cardinals is chasing so fast that I think that if Cunningham would just tell everybody they're going to run the same play, not tell anybody what he's going to do, he could keep the ball run down this far sideline forever. Might run right in the ramp.
He did it earlier. And the ball is at the 37. Major Everett is in the backfield for the Eagles now. 4:45 left. Marion Campbell anticipating the 6th win of the year. And a good run, very close to a first down. Leonard Smith finished off the play on Ernest Jackson. He's a strong dude. He can run all day. Let's see where they mark it. Close enough to measure. And I'm guessing that with the ball sideways, parallel to the yard line marker, I'm guessing that he made it. 4:22 left in the game. And he did make a first down. So the Eagles Cardinals will keep it a while longer, and Jackson has run 32 times.
160 yards. A lot of real estate.
Eagles by 10. Clock running. They have things in hand. Boy, that punt play a while ago really made a difference.
Really did. And those are the kind of things that you know at the time when they happen, probably going to make the difference in the outcome of the contest.
Coming up on the 4-minute mark. There's Jackson. Someday. Career high for him in rushing after his days formerly with San Diego. And they still haven't gotten enough out of him. He lost a yard that time in the tackle by Curtis Greer. Tonight on CBS, 60 Minutes, the award-winning program, and then a special presentation, Cain and Abel, the outstanding novel by Jeffrey Archer, turned into a series here on CBS, and you'll see it tonight on CBS.
Jack, you read the book. What'd you think?
I did. It was a good book about two gentlemen of opposite persuasions, different backgrounds, ending up head-to-head in conflict in business. It's really a story. And a few ladies enter the picture, too.
They usually do.
Second down and 11. 3:19 left. Clock running, and Jackson gets a couple. Third down, and the Eagles are content to do this because they lead by 10. Duda made that tackle, along with Leonard Smith, number 45.
Tackle by Duda. Leonard Smith.
Another tough test for the Eagles next Sunday at Dallas. The Cardinals await the arrival of the New York Giants here next Sunday.
3rd and 8.
And also next Sunday, you will see Atlanta and the Chicago Bears, who will be undefeated at the time. Third down here. 3rd and 8. Cunningham taking all the time off that 30-second clock. A flag goes down. They give it to the up back that time, and now the Cardinals call timeout.
You know, you mentioned Atlanta.
They didn't have to call timeout because the penalty flag had been thrown.
You know, you mentioned Atlanta, Jack. I still think they're very, very close to being, even their record has been a disaster this year. I still think they're very, very close and on the right track to becoming a very good football team.
Illegal motion, right side of the line. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
Penalty declined. It's 4th down. And the officials did one of the Cardinals a favor. He called timeout. You don't have to call timeout when the penalty flag drops. So they would have wasted one there.
This is the time, Jack, you got to try to make something happen. This time they got to rush the kicker, try to block the thing, and try to get something on the board in a hurry. Let's see if that's what they do.
Horan has not been blocked all year. J.T. Smith is the punt return man. This will be Horan's 5th punt of the day.
They got to try to block this one.
Cardinals will be coming after him. The Eagles trying to beat St. Louis for the 2nd time this year. It's been difficult for them to achieve in the past.
They're all up there. Look at Smith trying to anticipate the ball being snapped.
That's
number 45.
45. He's close to you here. You can see him right on the line of scrimmage. Horan hangs it high and doesn't want any return. And the ball bounces inside the 15, and it's going to be down on the 1. No, it's a touchback. One of the players had his hand on the ball while he was in the end zone. It'll come out to the 20-yard line.
They're surprising that time, Jack. Mike Horan is a left-footed kicker, and they had to overload, it looked like, on his right side instead of the left side. If you're going to try to block one, the pressure has to come from the left side because of being a left-footed kicker.
Comes out to the 20 on the touchback, but a 52-yard punt nonetheless, and 2:12 left in the game. How are the Bears doing at Dallas? Look at that, 30-0. They're embarrassing the Dallas team. Dallas, by losing, will find New York all to themselves. Dallas will be 7-4, and the Giants 7-3. The Bears trying to win their 11th game, and you'll see them against Atlanta, and Atlanta is giving the Rams a tough day. We have 2:12 left in the game. Each team has 3 timeouts remaining. And the referee is squaring something away with the people along the sideline.
You know, back to the Bears, Jack. Steve Fuller quarterbacked the Bears a lot last season when McMahon was hurt. And they weren't able to win.
The clock was not started when the referee wound the clock. Please adjust the clock to 2:06.
So they're going to knock off 6 seconds on the clock. There are 8 defensive backs in the game for the Eagles. Young, Ellis, Hopkins, Edwards, Fowles, Wilson, Cooper, and Waters.
Going back to Fuller of the Bears, last year they weren't able to win the big ones when they had to because they felt they missed McMahon so much. It's very obvious they're a better football team in all areas, and it's very obvious that Fuller has gotten the acceptance of the team, and he's playing very much better as a quarterback.
Lomax at 9 out of 17, sacked a half a dozen times, steps up and throws, and it's caught by Tilley out to the 41-yard line, and that takes us to the 2-minute mark, and Wes Hopkins takes it. The only way to get behind this Eagle defense is to leave the stadium and come back in the other way.
Gain of 21.
There's Marion Campbell wondering if he and his staff and his team have done it today. They have 2 minutes left and a 10-point lead. Cardinals have a first down at their own 41. There's Jim Hannafin, and he's wondering about a lot of things.
Yeah, he's got to be scratching his head about this one. I think, talking to all the coaches, they felt very, very strongly that they've had a good, in fact, they talked to Larry Wilson before the game on the field. He said, I'll tell you one thing, our guys will play a good game this afternoon. And
the defense has.
And the defense has, no question about it. And I think that's what Wilson indicated. Here it is, a dump off the stump.
Ellis trying to get him. He's down to the 20-yard line, down to the 19. And timeout is called, stopping the clock with 1:46 left. Herman Edwards caught Mitchell. Mitchell will sleep well tonight.
Watch the replay of it. Watch Stump. Left of your screen. He dumps the ball off to him. Goes down the field.
40-yard gain.
Runs to the outside. And is finally tackled by Herman Edwards, who makes the play downfield. Andre Waters, it looks like he was hurt on the play.
Those backs were playing so deep that when Mitchell was running, they were all spread out. Nobody could catch up with him for a long time. He's caught 4 for 76 yards. And in the rushing department, he has really piled up some yards, 179. So he's over 250 yards total offense. Now what the Cardinals have to do, looking at it from their viewpoint, Hank, is to strike quickly. Try the onside kick, get the ball back. You remember they missed a field goal just a while back. 53 yards. The most important was that punt, which the Eagles fumbled. Evan Cooper fumbled. The Cardinals had a crack at it with Jeff Griffin. He failed to get it, and then Evan Cooper came up with it. Or Andre Waters came up with it. And then the touchdown run by Jackson followed that. There are the Eagles. Fred Bruni is the gentleman closest to you. I was over in Columbus broadcasting when he played at Ohio State. Tough little defensive back.
Yeah, he was a great defensive back. He really was. And then when the American Football League got underway, he coached for Mike Holoback with the Boston Patriots.
Andre Waters had to leave the field. First down at the 19. Lomax is 11 out of 19, but he's been sacked a half a dozen times. And the Eagles...
Looks like you ought to be able to do some business on the left side, Jack.
4-man rush. And the pass is incomplete. Lomax coughed it up as he got blasted, and Randy Love, who's not a very good pass receiver, bobbled it. He was riddled by Evan Cooper.
That time they had 2-on-2 on the left side there, Jack. And I think probably that Lomax was trying to do something over there, but never got the ball off.
Earl Farrell is out, and Randy Love is playing number 40. And he is not a threat to catch the ball. 1:39 left in the game.
You've got the same thing over the left side again, Jack. You've got 3 over here on these 2 people. And,
Lomax throws and short and caught, but that's not going to help St. Louis. Clock runs down to the minute-and-a-half mark as Tilley caught it and tackled by Cooper. 1:25. You got to take a shot at that end zone, Hank, don't you, if you're the Cardinals?
Well, you got it, but see, there's a weak spot on the left side, and he's not even looking there.
And Lomax had nailed for the 7th time. Reggie White got him. The 7th sack.
Jay Novacek is over there one-on-one on Herman Edwards with a big cushion.
That is their second.
And you think think that they would try to get the ball over there, just move the ball down the field, and then get a chance to get closer and dump it in the end zone.
He never even looks over there.
Never.
Novacek hasn't caught a ball all year. We'll watch it from the end zone as White got after Lomax.
Now watch, Novacek is one-on-one. He never looks over there at all. He's trying to throw the ball to the right side. Reggie White gets the penetration and makes the sack, number 91.
Well, what the Cardinals are going to do now makes sense. They're going to try to get the field goal at this point. 1:17 left. Rather than use the remaining time trying to get in, there's Lomax shaking his head. Boyovich will try a field goal to make it a 7-point lead. Bruner will hold.
Talking about Reggie White, who just made that sack. He was a tight end in high school. Can you imagine what a tight end he was? And he played on the nose of the center. A lot of those centers in high school weighed about 180 with all the weight he had. And he's a great imitator. Had a lot of fun doing Muhammad Ali yesterday.
Here's Boyovich trying a field goal with Bruner holding the ball at the 34. It's a 44-yard try. He missed from 53 earlier. This could give us some excitement in the waning moments of this game. Bruner got it down, and the kick is no good off to the right. So Boyovich is 0 for 2.
You know, the other thing about it, he didn't really attack the ball, Jack. He was so concerned about watching it and hoping it would go over the goalpost that he didn't attack the ball, didn't get his foot into it at all. No follow-through is a bad kick.
So the place kicking has been a problem for the Cardinals all year, with O'Donohue, Atkinson, and now Boyovich with 2 misses.
Coming into this game, Jack, they were 10 of 21 field goals, and on the other side of the football, why Paul McFadden is 16 of 18. Boy, you're going to win or lose anywhere from 4 to 6 games with the kicking game, and that's been one of the problems with the Cardinals this year.
Cardinals can stop the clock only one time. You know, Hank, you were waiting to see what Gary Anderson did when he joined San Diego. They're just going to run the clock down, right? You were waiting. You knew he was good.
Oh, he's fantastic.
He ran the kickoff back 98 yards against Denver today.
Well, you talk about a guy who can really change the personality of a football game. He's one. He's terrific.
St. Louis, that is their third.
That's the last time out for the Cardinals, so a couple of more snaps of the ball. The attendance here today, listen to this. As you look at Randall Cunningham, he'll just run the clock out. 39,032. This really is a franchise in trouble.
It really is.
Right? We don't have 39,000 left here. I know somebody came to a Cardinal football game, Hank, and he said he left at the half. He said, boy, that was a mistake. The highways were really crowded.
Everybody had the same idea at the same time.
They all pick on you when you're down, don't they?
Yeah, they do. They certainly do.
No more timeouts left for the Cardinals. A couple of more snaps of the ball by Randall Cunningham. Now check these standings. This is where they'll look. Looking at the bottom, Cardinals 4 and 7. Eagles move ahead of Washington. Washington plays tomorrow night. The Eagles are 6 and 5. Dallas losing at the moment 44-0 to Chicago. They'll be 7 and 4. And if the Giants lose, the Eagles will be only 1 game out of the lead, and they've already played the Giants twice. They have a sellout against Washington at home in a game coming up. They play Minnesota twice, Hank. That's unusual. They also play at San Diego, and that'll be tough for them. Their schedule is at Dallas, Minnesota, and Washington at the Vet in Philadelphia, then at San Diego and at Minnesota. And there's Jim Hannafin, 4 and 7, and he'll be answering the questions after the game. That punt play really changed it around. We're down to 33 seconds.
It was anybody's game until that happened.
Sure was. And now, no more need to snap the ball. Cardinals can't stop the clock. 10-point victory for Philadelphia. They beat the Cardinals twice this year. 24-14, the final score. Marion Campbell, the winner, and he has his club perking. They were 1 and 3, and they're now 6 and 5. That's really something, the way they have come on. The Eagles, actually, Hank, were one.